send them prayers up, and then the blessings come down. Yeah. Let's get it. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. What I pray for the most is that you understand. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. And what I pray for the most is that you understand. If you say you're a king, you gotta have the standards. I say that I pray when I don't have the answers. Don't know the way, then prayer has to come in. It's okay to pray and don't ask for nothing. Ready for war, but I pray for peace. Know the book says, don't let your prayers cease. Pray for the strength to pray for enemies. Pray to forget these childhood memories. But only size 11s is the wrong shoes any day. Cowboys team, man, you're gonna lose anyway. Don't come for me, sorry, I don't got a team. Can't be MLK if I never said I got a dream. I pray to Yahweh that he bless you. I pray that you pass, cause life will test you. I pray on the days that things are stressful. Remember, Israel to God is something special. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. What I pray for the most is that you understand. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. And what I pray for the most is that you understand. Yahweh Shah came so he could feed his people. Solomon prayed that he could lead his people. Wise as he was, he didn't see the evil. I pray for the day Yahweh frees the people. Babylon the Great breaking all walls down. Kanye's song, when it all falls down. I pray every day, that's a part of me, that we all celebrate like classic R&B. Cool in this gang, there's so many speakers. I pray that you learn, we have so many teachers. I pray for the kingdom, cause it needs to come. I pray for Isaiah 14:1. Always be thankful, what my lady said. Don't ask for much, just my daily bread. I pray on the days that things are stressful. Remember, Israel to God is something special. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. What I pray for the most is that you understand. I pray material things never blind me. I pray all this fake love will never find me. I pray I don't have fear for any other man. And what I pray for the most is that you understand. We send the prayers up, and then the blessings come down. Prayer is y'all weapon, y'all. Make sure you pray every single day. Don't just ask for things, but pray to the Most High to deliver us.
God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb. You think I started in the womb? He had his hand on me since before the womb. Like, oh, this is going to do this. He's going to make this happen. He's going to touch this person. He's going to touch these people. He's going to... Yo, I am God's child. I am God's child. I am God's child.
Yeah! The gyms are closed. I gotta get this aggression out. Let's go. I describe myself as cold with a conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of the book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swim with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we want to put behind us. Designed to be good, but evil always seems to find us. A man can only change the things he acknowledges. Lust is heat is flame, but skills over politics won't be the same. What really has me stressing out, the gyms are closed, so I can't get this aggression out. Before we get the promises, there must be offenses. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want. Thank God for blessing me, my life's an open book. Could that be why they're testing me? Maybe everything I do is done out of necessity. Stock is on the rise, I think you should invest in me. It's not strange, I'm money like blockchains. Except the things in life that I cannot change. Chant down Babylon, payback is coming. I ain't LeBron James, you thought I came back for nothing? The game is canceled in the blink of an eyelash. Flow is sick, grab your N95 mask. The new normal, it gets even scarier. All black and white, there is no gray area. Plain as day, we got the whole package, baby. Competition, their rhymes are all average. And that's my 16, nothing else to say, y'all. 5G raps, find me under the radar. They don't really.
Hayahawa, Hafapalau, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Waya Sham, Waya Sham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
Well, what's going on, brothers and sisters? What is going on? What is going on? Good morning to you all, wherever you are. We give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, the supreme intellect of the universe. And we do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother, Priest Daniel, representing Lines of Israel, Maccabees TV. Elder Zahab is not with me currently. He may pop in a little bit later. I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue further with the class until he does show up, if he decides to show up today. So first and foremost, as always, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching us on whatever platform you're watching us from. whether it be our YouTube pages, which is Maccabees TV, Lions of Israel class, along with Lions of Israel congregation. Make sure wherever you're watching us that you guys hit the like button. That triggers the algorithm, and also drop a comment in the comment section. I definitely want your feedback on today's class, guys. I definitely want your feedback on today's class, which I'll get to in a moment. So make sure you guys subscribe and drop a comment. Also, for everybody that's on Clubhouse, as usual, I provided the link to the class on YouTube at the upper right-hand corner of the Clubhouse room. You guys will see the link there. You guys can come over. I usually give you guys a rating as to how important it is to be watching the lesson as opposed to just listening. Today is one of those lessons on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to say today's lesson is at 10,000, and I'm not being hyperbolic. Today's lesson is very highly visual. I'm not being hyperbolic. And I definitely want you guys, if possible, to come over to YouTube, check the lesson out, and participate in the comment section, because today's class is going to be touching a lot of very sensitive topics. If you are somebody that's sensitive, this may not be the class for you, because there may be something within today's lesson that might offend you. Now, I'm not trying to offend you or offend anybody else, but there are some conversations that we have to talk about. The state of our community as a whole, I'm talking about Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites that we identify as, the state of our community is deplorable. So we have to have that conversation. And as I put the lesson together, some of the slides even mess with me. I'm like, dang, some things are hard to hear about yourself, When you're standing in front of someone and someone is really telling you about yourself, even if what they're saying is true, we all know we feel that sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to hear. Sometimes you'll ask yourself, am I really that bad? Hey, brothers and sisters, we are really that bad as a people. And I'm talking about Israel in the world are that bad, and Israelites in the truth are that bad. We're that bad. So we have to have that conversation. So today's class might trigger some people. That's all right. You'll be all right. You'll get over it. You can face the Most High and ask the Most High to give you a spirit to be able to, get over it. Because I'm not pulling any punches today. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And like I said, it might offend some people. That's okay. I'm not concerned about that. The Bible says you must forgive me 7 times 70. So it is what it is. I see that the Elder Zahab just popped in. So before we go any further, I'll open the floor and he can have a couple of opening words.
Hey, shalom, priest. Shalom to the family. Kala Allah Yahweh Ba'Shema Mashak Yahushai Shah Shabbat. Slack you on the tardiness. I will not hold the spirit. Keep it going, priest. Keep it going. Can I be heard?
Salak is up. I heard everything you said. I'll put myself on mute for a second. My bad. So, guys, just build me 1 second. I'm just need to set something up here real quick, and we're going to get started expeditiously. Go ahead.
I do want to say, priest, the title kind of threw me off, though. Don't you know we're living in a conscious community now, man? You have to be sensitive to people and their plights. The title says it takes a village. But what if that village is the R word? More priest, I might have to report you, brother.
You might have to.
It's not, those people are not called R words anymore. They're mentally challenged, man. So you might have to change that, brother. Nah, but I get the point, though, man. There's a lot of R stuff going on in the community. And I don't know if the spirit, if it's going to take you into certain things dealing with, like, for example, this whole fad, this whole craze of our people walking graduation stage.
No, not that.
All type of wicked stuff. Or you're not going there? Okay.
It ties into it. Like, we can add that in. I mean, I could even add that slide while we're talking, because it's just ridiculous. I might just grab that while we're talking. But
brother, go in the spirit. I was just bringing it up because it's on my
the same
timeline.
It's the same. It's of course it's you know, it's the same thing that's on all of our timeline, and it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with our people? I definitely have something similar to that in the presentation. I'm kind of slow at the time because I'm going ahead and grabbing it. Why not? We might as well talk about it. Why not? Go ahead and talk for a second, brother. Go ahead and talk for a second. We got time today.
Back in the days, there was a saying, right? I don't know who came up with it, but it was a saying: you follow a stupid child home, right? You'll see stupid parents. I hate to say that, but you know, a lot of it got to do with the upbringing of the child, right? And we know the scriptures say, raise up a child the way in which he's supposed to go, and when he get old, he shall not depart. So it splits 50-50 when a child becomes older and they want to rebel, as is the case, especially with boys, sometimes girls, but a lot, mostly boys, right? They want to test themselves. They want to feel in themselves. They feel as though they don't have to listen to dad or mom no more. I get it. But from a child, if we were to instill certain things in them, even though they go through their rebellious streak or phase, you know what I mean? There's still some type of common sense, some type of decency, even though it might be buried deep down, it's still there, you know? So I guess at the end of the day, it's 60% upbringing based on the parents, right? And then the rest is just the child. Because if a child gonna be wicked as hell, it's nothing. There's nothing we could do about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing we could do about it. And Esau knows that, and they do things that is gonna come back and backfire. But for now, I see Esau passing laws. I don't know if y'all see this in the chat or, you know, brothers and sisters watching. I forgot what state it is. They're saying that if they have what is known as like the teen takeovers, right? That's when a whole bunch of young kids, they rush the mall or whatever the case may be. They just gather and start doing stupid stuff. I believe it's Florida. They said that they're going to charge the parents.
That's what they said. Nova States
now,
are going to follow.
It was Florida?
Nova States are going to follow.
Right.
And you know what? I can't say I'm totally against that because, well, we'll get into it in the lesson. We'll get into it.
I mean, again, that one is split down the middle with me because you got, God forbid, let's say, you know, and I'm just using mercy and compassion, right? Say a sister, you know, she ain't got no man. She got, you know, boys turning teenagers. There's no fatherly figure in the house. They running wild, right? They get caught up. They gonna throw her in jail. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So it's you got to kind of use mercy on some levels, and then you can't on the other levels because they know right from wrong. They know they ain't supposed to be running up in wherever they running up in, trying to do things. So it's like you got to hear them out and judge wisely type of situation, you know. But our children definitely, man. Our children, they need some type of judgment. They need some counseling. They need that good old-fashioned belt to ass too. Right?
Okay.
Anyway, Priest, go ahead, man. Let me not deter and take over.
All right. So let's get into it, brothers and sisters. Again, for you guys on Clubhouse, as I mentioned, the link is at the top of the room. Today's class is on a scale of 1 to 10 is 10,000. You're much more likely to get something from the class by watching it as opposed to just listening, because I'm going to be playing a lot of videos and giving a lot of commentary, as has been the case. So you guys see the thumbnail, right? You see the difference between the younger children and the older children, right? And so the parents are proverbially in this picture trying to shield their children away from possibly ending up like the teenagers or the young people here that are to the right of the image. And today's class is called It Takes a Village, right? You guys know that what that saying is, right? It takes a village to raise a child. But I kind of switched it. It takes a village. But what if that village that it takes is filled with retards? Now I tried to get AI to put that caption in, it would not do it. I guess that word retard is not it's not a friendly word anymore. As Ahab said, we have new words now. But I really, just from observing our people, and this is just me speaking, if you're offended, you'll live. Our community is filled with retards. And it's not what you think. I'm not talking about people that are developmentally challenged. I ain't talking about them. We're going to find out what that word retard means, because it actually means something. It has a meaning. Let's start off with the book of Psalms, chapter 78, starting from verse number 1. It says, "Give ear, O my people, to my law, and incline your ears to the words of my mouth." So that's what we try to encourage our people to do. That is what our people were supposed to do. That is the path that the Most High laid out for us before he brought us into the promised land. And spoiler alert, we didn't do any of that. And we still as a people are not doing that today. Verse 2, it says, "I will open my mouth in a parable, and I will utter dark sayings of old." These parables and dark sayings are scriptures, prophecies. We warn our people about things that are to come. We warn our people about things that are present, that are being done to them, and they don't want to hear anything. Verse 3, "Which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us," because this information was passed down from our forefathers unto us today. Verse number 3, "We will not hide them from their children." So it's our job now, this current generation, to teach it to our children and our grandchildren, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and the strength and wonderful works that he have done. All the things that the Most High did for the children of Israel, from destroying one nation for us, which is Egypt, to raising up judges all throughout the book of Judges. Every time that we went off, the Most High would send a judge to deliver us from our enemies, and so forth and so on. We all know the history, right? Verse number 5, "For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children." So what's supposed to happen from generation to generation? These commandments and these laws are supposed to be taught to our children. And we all know that that's not the case. The vast majority of us grew up in Christianity, in the church, and the churches teach that God's laws are done away with. So there are no constraints, right? Verse 6, "That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children." So it's supposed to be something that's passed down from one generation to the next. But God's laws are not passed down from one generation to the next. So instead, what gets passed down instead? The curses for not keeping God's laws. That's what gets passed down from generation to generation, right? You have generations of black men right now in cities like Los Angeles, specifically, cities like Chicago, specifically, those two mainly, where you have generations of black men. I'm talking about the great-grandfather, the grandfather, the father, the son, and the grandchild. All of them were in a gang. That's what's being passed down. All these dudes was 5-6 generations deep, being the Crips or Bloods. That's what's being passed down, not God's laws. Verse 7, "That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments." Our people have forgotten the works of God. They don't believe in God anymore. They've made materialism and gain their God. They suppose gain to be godliness. They've made clout, likes, and follows on social media. That's their God, not the God of the Bible. And this is true, brothers and sisters, in the world. And as we are witnessing right now in front of us, it's also true in the Israelite community as well. We're watching it unfold in front of us right now. Verse 8, "And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast on God." But we, this generation, I'm going to include us, we're just like our fathers. Except this generation is worse, because this generation doesn't even know who they are. And then there's another subset of this generation that knows who they are and still act like niggas anyway. You're an Israelite, but you're a damn whoremonger and all that. You're Israelite and you're stealing from the people. You're Israelite and you're grifting. You're Israelite and you're scamming. The scammer, we're going to go over this in the video today. The scammers are like one of the most popular guys that women like today. They like something about a scammer that gets women excited. I don't know what it is. So maybe a sister could tell me one day. I don't know what it is. And now we're watching unfold in front of our eyes today, scammers in our community that's scamming the people and getting all the women and having all the children. Have we really repented? Are we any different than the world? We're not. This village of ours, talking about our people in the world and in the Israelite community, is retarded. Just like I said. We're not pulling any punches today. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verses 15 through 17. It says, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? The answer is no. The ancient Israelites during the time of Jeremiah was not ashamed when they committed abominations. And the modern Israelite community, as we're seeing, commits abominations and they're not ashamed. Nay, they were not at all ashamed. Neither could they blush. Therefore, they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein. We're supposed to look and see when things were going well for our people. And those are the things that we're supposed to follow. I'm talking about the biblical example, but even modern contemporary examples too. In our community, and I'm going to specifically speak about foundational Black Americans, the strongest you ever were was when we had a nuclear family, husband in the house, wife in the house, children in the house, all under the same roof, all pulling in the same direction. That's when we had Black Wall Street. That's when we had Rosewood, Florida. That's when we had Seneca Village in New York City, and many of the other cities. We had Philadelphia, so forth and so on. We had all these places where we were thriving because we were forced, because the odds was against us. So what that should show us, those old paths should show us, we're stronger together than we are separated. Does everybody understand? And then you add on top of that the scriptural examples, and it's clear. But modern society has told us to be individualistic, to be selfish and self-centered. Verse 16 again, it says, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. We don't want to do stuff like the old school anymore. This is what you hear the young people say right now. We're not your grandparents. Right? They're bold. I told y'all before, my son looked at me and said, we two different people when I was trying to give him correction. He's lucky I didn't knock his head off. I don't even know what that means. We're two different people, which is why you're going through what you're going through because you're stupid. I'm talking about my own son. I can say that. Because you're stupid. You don't want to walk in the old paths. You don't want to do what works, what's tried and true and tested. You want to do it your way. And then when you get jammed up, you want to call my phone, but I don't want to talk to you. And that's how the Most High feels about us. We get ourselves jammed up as a nation, as a people. Then we go praying to the Most High. The Most High don't want to hear it. The Most High said, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense. Verse 17. Also, I said, watchmen over you. That's the prophets. Saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Right? That's them lifting up their voice like a trumpet, warning you that trouble is coming. The trumpet is a metaphor. The trumpet warns you that there's trouble coming. The watchman stands at the top of the tower, and when he sees the trouble coming, he blows the horn. That's the prophets. But they said, we will not hearken. Now people don't want to listen, and I'm talking about in the world and in the truth. You don't care. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. One of the main weapons that our enemies have weaponized against us and used is the spirit of keeping us divided. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, let's pick it up from verse number 12. It says, therefore, this is our enemy speaking, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. And when I say our enemies, I'm not just talking about the white man. I'm talking about enemies within our own nation, within our own people. A lot of times, the reason why the so-called white man was able to take down black organizations is because he was able to hire black people to infiltrate these organizations, as we're going to watch. And this Israelite community is infested with infiltrators and grifters. I'm telling y'all that I could see it. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to make no accusations with no proof. I can see it, though. And I got my suspicions. This community is rife. It is filled with infiltrators and grifters, people that are here just to make a dollar. Just yesterday, shout out to Elder Zahab. We ain't going to mention no names. Just yesterday, Elder Zahab sent me a link of a man that was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, claiming to be a prominent Israelite with his own camp. And he sent me a link. Old boy is running around with an Egyptian ankh now. Because this was a grift. You were never serious. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law. Like when you see an Israelite doing something wicked and you rebuke it, they get upset. They don't like that. And objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of God. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. A lot of times people hate brothers and sisters that are righteous. Just even looking at you turns their spirit. They don't like that. And that's the demons inside of them. That's the evil inside of them. That's the leaven inside of them. For his life is not like our other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, right? Because there's a lot of people in this community, specifically the Israelite community, that are counterfeits. And guess what? A lot of y'all flock to them. A lot of them get a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars, because y'all are retarded and you can't see. Everybody claims you from the street. And I sit back and watch people in this community grifting y'all, and y'all just going along with it. You can't be from the street. You'd recognize that shit. Sorry, but it's the truth. This may not be the class for children. You should be able to recognize that if you're from a street like you say. You should be able to see the counterfeits from the real. If you're from the streets like you say. Verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. Like, yeah, righteous brothers and sisters don't want to keep company with other Israelites that are not righteous, even if they call themselves Israelites. You don't want to be around them. The Bible tells us in the book of Jude, it says, Job was vexed with the conversation of the wicked. You don't even want to be around people talking wickedness. You don't even want to be around it. It makes your skin crawl. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen to him in the end. So this goes to, like I said, our people, but also the other nations, Esau as well. They have the same mindset. Verse 18, for if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. And that's what the FBI did to the Black Panthers, to the UNIA before them, right? That's what they did. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience, because the time is going to come, just like during the time of the apostles, brothers and sisters, their patience had to be proven, right? These guys were waiting after Yahushua was crucified. These guys were hiding out. I don't know if you guys read the gospel in a while. They were hiding out for fear of the people. And they had to be patient that everything that Yahushua told them was going to come to pass was going to come to pass. Verse 20, let us condemn him with a shameful death. And that's what they did to the prophets. That's what they've done to a lot of freedom fighters that fought for our people for real, sincerely. And guess what? If they can help it one day, that's going to be many of us too, the ones that are righteous. When I say us, I am not including myself, because I don't know what God has in store. I'm saying this is the mindset that they have. For by his own saying he shall be respected. So let's go ahead and let's play this video real quick, The video is kind of self-explanatory. I'm trying to get us into a mindset because I'm going someplace with all of this. The main thing that Esau does and uses, his greatest weapon against our people, is division. So when you see division being circulated amongst our people in the world, for instance, old against young, man against women, right? Children against parents, West Indian against Haitians, Dominicans against Haitians, Jamaicans against foundational Black Americans. Yes, we have different cultures because we were brought up in different parts of the world, but we know through scriptures, the scripture is the thing that unifies us. We're the same people. So there can be a level of delineation as the word is being used to a degree, yes. But there should never be a full separation because we're the same people. And they've used the same tactics that they've used on foundational Black Americans. They've used those same colonial tactics in the Caribbean and around the world while people are scattered everywhere. Let's go ahead and let's watch this video real quick. Let me turn the volume all the way up. All right, let's go.
The FBI's goal was to disrupt that movement, particularly the invaders, to disintegrate them the same way that they disintegrated the Communist Party here.
Hoover was determined in the 1960s to prevent the rise of what he called a Black Messiah. Hoover had informants in every organization of the civil rights movement because any organization that in Hoover's eyes represented Black power had to be crushed.
Hoover was definitely trying to kill off Black power. They were trying to get every Black power advocate off the street they could.
It bothers me that the U.S. government didn't appreciate that what we were doing was good for the country. And Hoover could not distinguish between Black people. He didn't see any difference between a thug on a street corner, the Black Panthers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. They were all niggers.
And you guys, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world today, that spirit is resurrected on the earth. It's always been here. It's never gone anywhere. But now in this particular climate, they're fanning the flames. You're seeing this stuff being pushed out by the algorithm. You're seeing it a lot more on social media, where white people are becoming a lot more bold at calling Black people niggers to your face, right? Everybody's heard the story about this guy called Chud the Builder that's in Tennessee, right? Who used to walk up to random Black people minding their business, would put a camera in their face and call them niggers and call them chimps and all that stuff like that. And then if you respond, as you guys see, he did it. He used to threaten people that he would shoot them. And then finally he did it, right? White people have raised up through GoFundMe millions of dollars to get him out. Millions of dollars. Now, this is not what today's class is about, but I want you guys to go and look at who the people that donated to him are. Those are people that own corporations. There's big money behind him. That spirit is still on the earth. And then the white man plays another trick on our people. He hires guys like Officer Tatum, Anton Daniels, and that sort of ilk, Black people, and pays them money and sponsors their shows. And these Black people get online and say that they have no problem with what Chud the Builder did. Myron Gaines, let's add him in there as well. This is what they do. And now it looks like we're divided against each other. Here you have these reasonable Black people that say there's nothing wrong. It's a First Amendment right for a white man to come and put a camera on your face and call you a nigger and a chimp. That's their First Amendment right, and you shouldn't be upset about it. And it's a Black face telling you that. These tactics are still alive and well. And that's one form of division that they have with us. There are more, as we're going to get to. Okay, guys. It's time for me to put my tinfoil hat on. If you wear tinfoil hats too, grab yours and put it on. Because we're about to talk about something, and I'm going somewhere with all of this. This is an ex-CIA agent. His name is John Kiriakou. right? He has a lot of videos on TikTok and YouTube. You guys can look into him if you so choose. And I chose him being a former CIA agent because he's going to break down to you, brothers and sisters, what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra is a real CIA initiative that was created in the 1950s, but we are so far removed from that people think it's fiction. They call you a conspiracy theorist, but through the Freedom of Information Act, there are documents that have been released by the CIA that says, no, they were really doing this stuff. They were really practicing mind control all the way back in the 1950s. They were practicing mind control that they wanted to eventually use on the people, which is what's being used right now as we speak. And it is the greatest weapon that they ever created. Let's turn the volume all the way up and let's listen to them.
The Chinese told us in like 1951 that the Russians were using LSD to try to engineer it to be used as a mind control drug. That wasn't true. That was disinformation. The truth was the Russians had no LSD program. The Chinese did. So they tried to throw us off the scent by blaming the Russians. We panicked. And by 1952, we started this program called MK Ultra, which began by using LSD experimentally. What the CIA did was they started by dosing their own employees.
Did y'all catch that? That shows you how diabolical Esau is. I want you guys to really think about this. The first people they experimented on was people that worked in that building. Their own were expendable. So what about you and me? The first people they experimented on was their own agents. It's crazy.
Without telling them.
With the hope that...
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. See what they say. See how it feels. See if we can control them. See if we can plant memories that didn't actually happen. Several committed suicide. One jumped out of a hotel window. And then they decided, no, it's not a good idea to dose our own people. Let's just dose strangers out in public. So they went to San Francisco. They rented a safe house. And they hired prostitutes to go out on the street, pick up Johns, bring them back to the safe house. Johns, people who hire prostitutes, men who hire prostitutes. Dose the Johns with LSD and just see what happens. But, I mean, these are like serious crimes you're committing against people.
Just reading about it here, it says,
the CIA doesn't answer to anybody but the president, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they're able to do that. And he's going to explain that to you. Congress tried to take them up on that and hold them accountable, and they could not hold them accountable because the CIA doesn't answer to anybody but the president. That's it.
Freeze, if I could. All keep in mind, brothers and sisters, there's no such thing as an ex-CIA agent.
Wait. Say that again?
Keep in mind, there is no such thing as an ex-CIA agent, right?
Fair enough.
So whatever information is being released, come on now, there's no such thing as an ex-CIA agent because their whole purpose is deception. Just like we recently started understanding the difference between misinformation and disinformation. All that was going on through the quote-unquote Cold War era. And that's in the 60s and 50s. And we just hearing about this now. Or maybe they're just allowing it to be heard about now. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt. Not saying what he's saying is not true, but be objective at all times.
Crimes you're committing against people.
Just reading about it here, it says, under Operation Midnight Climax, the CIA paid sex workers to lure men to safe houses where agents drugged them and then watched them through one-way mirrors and recorded their behavior.
Exactly.
They tried to erase their personality.
Nice, huh?
The goal was often to break and rebuild the human mind. In 1973, the CIA director ordered mass destruction of the MK Ultra files. What we know comes from accidentally surviving documents, meaning this is a sanitized version.
That day, he testified before the church committee. The church committee specifically told him, do not destroy any documents. He went back that afternoon to the CIA and said, destroy everything.
Why?
Because it was damning. About 15% of the documents were overlooked and survived. We'll never know exactly what happened under MK Ultra.
All right, let's move on. I kind of want to bring it up to speed, up to date. So the U.S. government has been experimenting with mind control for a long time, right? So as we progress with technology, companies like Apple and different users that use the Androids like Samsung, etc., they're introducing a lot of what's called wearable technology, right? You have the Meta glasses through Ray-Ban, you have the other glasses now, you have the Oculus, you have these watches, and these watches, as you guys can look at the watch, it monitors your heart rate. It's monitoring you. The key word is monitor. It monitors your heart rate, so forth and so on, right? So they kind of ease us into these things. These things are good. You want to know how many steps you took today. So you go and check it, consult your watch. Your watch has been counting how many steps you took today. You want to know what your heart rate is. Well, the watch has been monitoring your heart rate the whole time. It's monitoring you, right? But in a good way. So it would seem, right? Because these are things you want to know. I mentioned nothing about these AirPods though, right? Well, I want to introduce you guys to U.S. patent number 202-302-25659A1. As you guys can see, this is from patents, google.com. That's the hyperlink. And I want to read the abstract. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll do you one better. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. So here it is. It's a lot bigger. You guys can see it. This is a patent that Apple submitted for AirPods that'll be coming out in the future. So the abstract gives you a brief idea of what these AirPods do. It says a wearable electronic device, including a housing and electrode carrier attached to the housing and having a non-planar surface. The wearable electronic device includes a set of electrodes, including electrodes positioned at different locations on the non-planar surface. The wearable electronic device includes a sensor circuit and a switching circuit. The switching circuit is operable to electrically connect a number of different subsets of one or more electrodes in the set of electrodes to the sensor circuit. Now, that's a lot of scientific jargon. People are like, oh, I don't know what all that stuff means, but I want to show you guys something. Let's come down here. Let's just deal with this right here. This is the point that I wanted to show you guys. These newer AirPods that they're creating are being created because they want to track your brain activity. That's what they're being created for. So the same way the watch is monitoring your heart rates and this, that, and the third, they're creating these AirPods to be able to monitor your brain activity, right? So now your devices are all connected to each other and you're logged into all your different accounts. So when you're watching certain videos on YouTube or TikTok and your brain waves are fluctuating based on what you're watching, these AirPods are tracking that. What do you when you are introduced to certain stimulus, your brain waves have different reactions to it. These AirPods are tracking that and logging that. Apple is going to have logs to that. And you're going to get more of that on your timeline. On TikTok, you're going to get more of that stuff on your For You page. So for, are you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's what this is for. What your brain, whatever stimulus your brain is exposed to, and you have a certain reaction, your timelines, your For You pages, your algorithm is going to give you more and more of that. It's mind control. That's what it is. It's genius, though. Why do your AirPods need to track your brainwaves? For what? Let's come back to the PowerPoint. Now, I'm no expert in science, so I found a video where a young lady articulates it a lot better than I just did. So I'm going to allow her to break it down.
Yes, MK Ultra never really ended, and it's instead been upgraded into your AirPods. This is an official patent submitted by Apple to include EEG signal tracking within their new AirPod structure. EEG is how your brainwaves are monitored. So say you're in a heightened state of awareness, or maybe you're in a really bad mood. That means that Apple AirPods would be able to sense this and would potentially even be able to influence it, because who's to say they can't also give information as well as receive it. For those of you that don't know what MK Ultra is, this was actually an experiment done in the 50s and 60s by the CIA in America, and they were basically looking at how they can control people's minds via subconscious reprogramming. You can get into your subconscious mind via a variety of things, music and audio being one of them. A huge part of the MK Ultra program was into acoustic neuromodulation, which is essentially how certain frequencies and repetitive sounds can get somebody into a highly impressionable state where their subconscious mind is easily hacked. Once a person is in this brainwave state, anything can be implanted. Thoughts, fears, compliance. Let your mind wander with that one. The difference with that program is it requires heavy machinery and isolated rooms, whereas we willingly put in electrodes into our ear just because they play our favorite song. What do you think about this? Is it history repeating itself in another form, or is it just me overthinking?
So that's the idea, brothers and sisters, to be able to track your brain waves and how your brain reacts to certain stimulus and then give you more of that. More and more of that, right? These pods monitor you while you're consuming social media, because MK Ultra never really ended. It's just more advanced than ever. It's more advanced than it ever was. Just like COINTELPRO never really ended. It's more advanced than it ever was. Sometimes you're looking at it and don't recognize what you're looking at.
MK Ultra never ended. It just got smarter. In the 1950s, the government used drugs and torture to hijack minds. MK Ultra used to wire your brain with trauma. Now AI wires it with dopamine.
Stop. We gotta go back and watch this. MK Ultra used to wire your mind with trauma. You know now where we're getting all our trauma from? We're getting it from social media. We're getting it from our For You page on TikTok. We're getting it from YouTube. Way more advanced than MK Ultra ever was.
MK Ultra never ended. It just got smarter. In the 1950s, the government used drugs and torture to hijack minds. MK Ultra used to wire your brain with trauma. Now AI wires it with dopamine. Your For You page isn't random. It's precision engineered emotional control. They don't need to control your body.
You guys get it? Your For You page, meaning what you're consuming on social media, on TikTok, is engineered that way to control you, to control your thoughts and your emotions and how you see the world.
When they already have your mind. Today, they don't need chemicals. They have algorithms. Every scroll, every click, every pause feeds a system that knows what breaks you. It doesn't just predict your behavior. It shapes it.
It doesn't just predict your behavior. It shapes your behavior. And this is why the village is retarded, because what we're doing is being shaped by algorithms and social media. And we've allowed it to be so. I'm saying we, as in Jake in the world, and some of us in the truth as well. So here's a fella that did a study. He's a scientist. He did a study years ago. And he studied the effects of certain genres of music on your brain, your mind. And we already went over this before with the social engineering through music. So this is kind of just a repeat of that. Listen.
And the music you listen to. I actually did a study on rap, country, rock, and classical music and heavy metal. We did a memory task with high school students, and heavy metal was the worst.
So heavy metal music, which, by the way, a lot of your alt-right, neo-Nazi, Ku Klux Klan, racist white people, they love heavy metal. And it's the worst for your brain. This is a white man saying this. It's the worst. Even worse than rap music. With all the bad messages of rap music, heavy metal is worse.
Classical was the best. The second best was country, which shocked us.
Where did rap fall in the?
Right behind heavy metal.
Oh wow! Because that's like one of the biggest forms of music today is rap and hip hop. So.
And music so influences how we feel, and so you want to be careful with the inputs because you might.
So that's very important. You want to be careful with what you're inputting into your mind because it does affect your mind and your brain. They have studied this. They have perfected this and they're using this, and that's why it's way better than MK Ultra ever was. Way better, way more effective. That's why if you look at our people, we're worse than we've ever been.
And then
this is Micah chapter 7, verse 1. It says, "Woe is me, for I am as when they have gathered the summer fruits." And I went over this before. Summer fruits is us, people. It's an agrarian metaphor, an agrarian parable. "As the grape gleanings of the vintage, there is no cluster to eat. My soul desireth the first ripe fruit. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood, and they hunt every man his brother with a net, that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward," meaning they were okay with being bribed. "And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous voice," so they wrap it up. "The best of them," at this time, the best of them, the best of us, is as a briar. "The most upright is sharper than a thorn's edge." That means wasn't nobody righteous. "The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be their perplexity." The things that the prophets pronounce were going to come on our people because of this behavior. And if you bring it up to modern times, the things that we pronounce are going to happen to our people too because of their behavior. It's not going to be an excuse that social media and social engineering and MK Ultra advanced through these different tactics that you saw used. It's not going to be an excuse on the day of judgment. You know why? That's why the Lord has the prophets on the corners and the highways and the byways of every place in America. It's very hard to find people that have not heard about the Israelites. Very hard. You make a choice not to listen. So you're going to be held accountable. Doesn't matter what nefarious things Esau was doing. Doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, what tricks he was using. It doesn't matter. So this video is where I got the topic from. So I'm going to let the brother talk. This is where I got the title of the video from, or the title of today's topic from, is from this video.
You know how we say it take a village to raise a child? But what if the village is retarded? What you think it's going to produce?
And the village is retarded. And we see what the village has produced. Now,
you know how
I keep using that word, which is not a very popular word anymore because it's offensive to people that might have developmental issues. I'm not using it in that term. So let's go and let's look at what the word retard actually means. Because it became a pejorative, meaning an insult, but the actual meaning of the word means something way more. The word retard is a verb. It means to delay or impede development or progress. So when we say the village is retarded, meaning that we are our own impediment to being delivered. We are our own impediment to being a better community. We are our own impediment. We're doing this to ourselves. When we complain about the children, it says it takes a village to raise the children. Well, the reason why the children are not coming up the way they're supposed to come up is because the village is retarded. We are the ones that impede their development because we ain't right as the older folks. That's the idea for today's lesson. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. Yes, the white man has sat down in these think tanks over generations and thought out ways to come against us and destroy us, but we didn't have to fall for it. We didn't have to do it. You and I that are hearing this truth right now are proof that our people didn't have to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. They made a choice to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That was a choice. Salakia. The best way to impede progress of a village, in this case, talking about our people, metaphorically, and I'm talking about in the world, and I'm talking about in the Israelite community. The best way to stop, to halt progress of a people is to destroy the family unit. It is no question that in the world, the family unit is destroyed, right? 70% of the children that's born in our community are born to single parent households. The overall divorce rate is about 50%. Amongst our people, it's like 60 to 70%. It's even higher. You destroy the family unit, you destroy the village. Is everybody following along? Okay. Now we're going to get into the parts of the lesson that will offend some. You'll get over it, though. I'm not worried about it. So here we have an image of a young lady that feels as though she has the illusion of choice. On the left-hand side, we see a gentleman there dressed very nice in a nice suit, clean cut. The briefcase says ESQ. That means that he's an attorney. So he's doing well in life. He's very educated, all that stuff, right? You would think that a lot of women in the world would be like, that's a great choice to make. To his left, you have the gentleman in the construction outfit, right? His job is not as glamorous as the attorneys. But depending on what type of construction you do, whether or not you're a part of a union, et cetera, you probably could be pulling in some really great money as well. And last but not least, we have Tyrone. The sister decided she's going to pass up the lawyer because he's boring. He's boring. He's corny. He has a job. He goes to work every day. He doesn't want to club. He's not exciting. He's not from the streets. So she passed him up. The construction guy, I can't be with a construction worker because that's not really like a really glamorous job. But that street dude that got the street cred, he got the clout. Y'all like him. He's exciting. He got swag. Yeah, she picked him. Now, this is not a knock on our sisters, but a lot of women are making this choice. The reason why I went through all the other slides that I went through is because I'm trying to show you social media is influencing our women to make these bad choices. Generations of the past, like Generation X, maybe Generation Y, didn't have social media the way it is today. So it's a different conversation. But today, the way social media is engineered, the way the algorithms are put together, the women are being forced, they're being herded, they're being pushed in the direction of passing up on quality men for niggas like Tyrone. Let's keep it real with you. Priest, why do you say that? Well, let's start here. There's a trend on social media that's trending. I don't know if you guys know about it. Some of y'all may not have social media, so if you don't, you're going to learn about it today. There's a push amongst our women that are saying they cannot date a man that works 9 to 5. Under no circumstances can they date a man that works 9 to 5. And these videos have millions of views because they're put into the algorithm. They're pushed by the algorithm. They have millions of views and they're forced upon our women. You do realize lawyers will be considered under the umbrella of 9 to 5. Do lawyers get money? Of course they do. Doctors will fall under the umbrella of 9 to 5. Do doctors get money? Of course they do. Software engineers will fall under 9 to 5. Do software engineers make a lot of money? Of course they do. Mechanical engineers fall under 9 to 5. Do mechanical engineers get a lot of money? Yes, they do. Architects, computer and information system managers, and others. These are all people that most of them make $200,000 a year or more. But yes, they're under a structure where they have to go into the office and they have to work, and they have to work long hours. So the algorithm is encouraging videos like this that I'm about to play, that even if a man works these jobs that pays very well, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. Listen to the video.
I can't date a man that works a 9 to 5 because at 9 a.m. I'm going to look at flights and be like, hey, want to go to Jamaica? And he's going to be like, hey, got to go to work. You can't work from your computer. And he's going to be like, not my reality. Well,
if you're a lawyer, you can't work from your computer. If you're a doctor, you can't work from your computer. If you're an architect, you can work from your computer a little bit, but not really. If you're a mechanical engineer, you can't work from your computer. These are hands-on jobs. So now you have to work some type of job where you're not confined to being in an office, and you could get up on a whim and go fly to Jamaica just because she wants to go. And if you can't do that, you're not good enough for her. Doesn't matter what type of job you have, what your credentials are. Doesn't matter. Where you gonna find men like that? Like, for real, the only niggas that's like that, not even athletes, not basketball players, because they have to be, you know what I'm saying, at practice. They have to play games during the season. So even a basketball player can't do that. A football player can't do that. A baseball player can't do that. A hockey player can't do that. A soccer player can't do that. Where you gonna find dudes like that? The only nigga that could do this is a drug dealer or a scammer. That's it. And this is what our women are being herded into. Let's go back. It's crazy.
Can't date a man that works a 9 to 5 because at 9 a.m. I'm going to look at flights and be like, hey, want to go to Jamaica? And he's going to be like, hey, got to go to work. You can't work from your computer. And he's going to be like, not my reality. Well, the reality you're in and the reality I'm in is 2 different realities. I want to go eat lunch in Jamaica and come back. Star, why won't you be with someone more humble? Because I don't plan to dumb down my life. I don't want to live regular. I want to do the most. I did not make all these sacrifices, stay up late at night, walk in the rain with packages and orders, burn my pum trying different products to be with a man that just wants to live regular. While I'm here on earth, I want everything earth has to offer.
So she's saying a lawyer is regular. A damn doctor, a surgeon that went to school for, man, maybe 12 years to get that is regular. I don't, listen, if an attorney is regular, if a surgeon is regular, I'm gonna speak about me. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It's over for me. I'm just telling you, this is crazy.
I want to be extra. People think being with a rich man has to do with money, but it has to do with character. It has to do with how much you're willing to sacrifice. It has to do with ambition. It has to do with your intelligence. I'm just saying.
Wait, ambition, intelligence, that's all these professions require that. What is she talking about? She's talking to hear herself talk. You can't be a lawyer and not be ambitious. You cannot be a doctor and not be intelligent. What in the French toast is she talking about? But this is what is fed to our people. It's sad. This is how you destroy the family unit. You make it almost impossible for our sisters to find a quality man. Nobody's saying that you got to settle for a man that doesn't have it together, that's not trying to do something with himself. But all these occupations are men that did something with themselves, and even they now don't qualify. Crazy. Crazy. Let's move on.
I can't.
She's not the only one. This one is worse to me. I'm going to tell you why. Y'all looking at the video? Okay. See that fella behind her in the orange shirt? That's her daddy. That's her daddy. I want you to listen to how she talks in front of her father. What type of man does she want? Listen. And as a father, this is a failure on him. I don't give a damn. It's a failure on him. My daughter cannot talk like this, and I'm with you. I'm not being nowhere around you if this is how you think. You got to get away from me. This is crazy.
Put them in order. Would you prefer to date a scammer, a drug dealer, or a regular 9-to-5 guy? Drug dealer. Then what? Then what? 9-to-5.
Did you hear that? Who would you rather date? A drug dealer, a scammer, or a 9-to-5? Keep in mind, 9-to-5 is a lawyer's doc. We ain't talking about Amazon. We're not talking about janitors. Okay, forget about that. I started at the top. Because obviously the lower ones are not going to mean nothing. So I started at the top. Lawyers, doctors, software engineers, mechanical engineers, architects, computer info system managers. These are 9-to-5ers too. Even they are not good enough. She said that her first choice is a drug dealer. That's a father behind her. A drug dealer first, a scammer second, and a 9-to-5 guy last.
Hey, Salakia Priest, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
The couple of slides before, you were talking about MK Ultra and dealing with the mind and the brain and things of that nature, right? This is the same thing that's going on here. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing they got high impulse problems. You know what I'm saying? Like a 9-to-5 dude is considered boring. Why? Because he's not stroking your impulse. The other sister before says, oh, I wake up 9 o'clock. I want to jump on a plane. Who does that? That's people who are high impulse. They have high impulse behavior. You know, a lawyer, he has a strict schedule. You know, a doctor got a strict schedule. You can't just get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Mechanical engineers, architects, these are quote unquote under the auspice of a good man, meaning that it is regular. Like you could set your clock to the man's schedule. Right. They don't like that. They like impulse. That's why they always on TikTok, doom scrolling and all. They like to feel alive. That goes back to the book of Genesis, right? What did the Lord say to woman? She shall be, not all, but for majority, they shall be in want of their husband. They shall be subject to their husband. So basically, their feelings is how you make me feel. Oh, I want see the drug dealer and the scammer. He's on the edge. Yo, shorty, check this out. I got a warrant. Ooh, she feel all super hype. You see what I'm saying? I done did that when I was used to be in the world. Yo, chill. I got a half a brick on me right now. Really? Can I see it? It's all about the impulse, how they feel. Oh, let me see let me see that pew pew. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the doctor and the lawyer, he's boring. You see what I'm saying? So it's high impulses. I hate to say, but a lot of these sisters, they can't control their emotions and they're subject to their impulse. That's why social media is just bringing all of this to the forefront. I just wanted to bring that up.
Don't be sorry to say it. We got to say it with our chest because this is what it is. And this is why a lot of sisters are not getting married. This is why I would be real. This is why in our community, our women are the least married and all that, because social media is driving them to think like this. They have that hive mindset. They all think the same because they're being bombarded with all these people that talk like this. So this is what's normal. So we're all going to think like this. This is the group think. And it destroys the village. So now it impedes, it impedes our ability to grow, to get better, to heal and repair our community. It impedes that. It retards it because they're being fed stuff like this. And she looks just like them. Like she's relatable to the average woman nowadays in the world. So guess what? She want that. That's what it is. I want that too. But I'm mad that her father's behind her. I'm mad about that. All right, let me just let it play.
Put them in order. Would you prefer to date a scammer, a drug dealer, or a regular 9-to-5 guy? Drug dealer. Then what? Then what? 9-to-5. All right.
Scammer. And drug dealer, then 9-to-5.
So why the drug dealer first?
Did y'all catch that? Sorry, let's go back. Did y'all catch that? Just want y'all to see the arrow. Boom. Did y'all see that? Failure. The community is retarded. Niggas like this are the reason why the community is retarded. It's crazy. I'm gonna skip this because it's pissing me off. When I put this together, it was pissing me off. So let's go ahead and let's skip it. Now, in case somebody thinks that was a one-off, it's not. It's not. You guys see the caption of the video, right? We're gonna play it in a minute. This is what's being normalized. Now we're going on podcasts and we're saying, I love scammers. A lawyer's not good enough for you. A doctor's not good enough for you. You want a scammer. I'm talking about this Proverbs 21, verse 6. It says the getting of treasures by a lying tongue, scamming, is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Because when you steal somebody's money by lying to them, and that could have been money that that could have been their whole life savings. It could have been something that was very important, all they had, and you steal it. That person wants to seek your life, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I've been around scammers before in this conscious community. It's supposed to be for your people in the conscious community. I go to these events that Sonetta was throwing. Brother Polite walks up into the daggone event surrounded by 10 bodyguards. Why? Because people wanted to, y'all know what they wanted to do to that nigga. Y'all know what they wanted to do to that nigga. You're paying all this money for security because you're scamming people. And you're afraid somebody's going to catch you by yourself, and you already know what's going to happen. And we make niggas like that the hero. See, Polite didn't fall because he was scamming people. He fell because of the pedophilia thing. But he was supposed to fall. Maybe if he would have fell like he was supposed to for scamming, he would have never had the opportunity to fall for being a pedophile. He'd have been in jail for scamming. He would have never touched that girl. But because we as black people, we love scammers, he was able to continue right up until the pedophilia. You gonna say something, Sahaba? No, I thought I heard you.
Yeah. Grand rising queen. Let me get your routing number there, my sister. It's funny, but it's not funny because a lot of that happened in that community. They scam people. It's nothing but scamming. The priest is right, man. Under the auspice that they pro-black and this, that, the third. See, with us, we got laws. We got Torah, right? Can't be scamming your brothers and sisters. And if you do scam somebody, your name is going to be brought up. The scriptures talk about a good name. So therefore, we got consequences and repercussions in the Israelite community, right? Whereas in other communities, oh man, you hating, man. How am I hating? The brother said he's going to have the school like 15 years ago. You hating, brother. Send in your donation, brother. You see what I'm saying? No accountability. So that's why it thrives over there. And yeah, priest, you was right. He was supposed to have been put out of business. Now y'all get mad because they found out he's messing with little children. I should have put him out of the community from day one. Like you said, priest, he wouldn't have a chance to progress and end up messing with people's children, man. It's the truth, man. Go on.
There's a documentary that just came out about Nature Boy, right? Young Pharaoh's sidekick, Nature Boy. Nature Boy was a scammer. Who was he scamming? Women. He said the black woman is God, right? Y'all fell for that. That's not in the Bible. Y'all fell for that because that sounded good. It tickled your eardrums, and Nature Boy scammed y'all, as well as was running through women like it was Usain Bolt in a marathon, right? Young Pharaoh scammed y'all. He said the black woman is God. Brother Polite scammed y'all. He said the black woman is God, right? Who else? Who am I missing, man? Yado Wakens scammed y'all. He said the black woman is God. Derek Jackson scammed y'all. He said every black man is bad. Scammed y'all, committed adultery on his wife, and now guess what? Derek Jackson got more followers on his YouTube than ever.
What about that female psychiatrist chick?
Dr.
Cheyenne.
Bryant,
Yeah.
Scammed
Scammed y'all.
But
Don't
listen,
even
I'll
have
figure-
a damn degree, a real degree. What
I'll
had happened
figure those
was my
scammers,
school burned down and degree. Get the hell out of here, man. See, it's all about, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it with my chest, is how women feel. Why you think PIMPs were so successful? They know how to get inside your mind, make you feel a certain way. Once you feel a certain way, forget about it. Forget about it, right?
I forgot the great. I can't forget him because he's in his presentation. I'm actually using some good stuff he said, but I'll be remiss if I don't mention Umar Johnson. No nigga that scammed y'all. All right. Anyway, why were these men able to scam a lot of our sisters? And this is no shame. This is tough love. I told y'all today's class is going to trigger some. This is tough love. You know why? Because a lot of sisters in the world, and some of y'all in the truth, you like to be scammed. You like to be told what you like to hear. And so therefore, what you get is what you get.
Do women ever take accountability for the bad choices of men?
I love scammers, and that's my fault. That's why I'm always been broke.
I blame it on my youth.
It's my
I'm like,
fault.
I was young.
Yeah.
I was experiencing.
I'm still young.
So you still like the scammers?
They're talking fast, but are y'all picking up what they're putting down? They like scammers. They know it's wrong. So when it goes wrong, they don't take accountability. They say, I'm young. I was young. No, you just like scammers. You don't want the lawyer. You don't want the doctor. You don't want the architect, right? You want the scammer, like Zahab said. So somebody impulsive, just like you. This is what's being pushed on our sisters. Now, if you want the truth, I ain't talking to you. I'm showing you why the village is retarded. When we sit down and we talk about why are people in the conditions that we're in, I'm showing you why. This is mind control being used on our people through social media to engineer a certain outcome, and it's working perfectly. Let's be real.
Do women ever take accountability for the bad choices of men?
I love scammers, and that's my fault. That's why I'm always been broke.
I blame it on my youth.
It's my
I'm like, I
fault.
was young.
Yeah.
I was experiencing.
I'm still young.
So you still like the scammers?
Yeah.
Do you guys go in there with that thinking you guys could change him and make him?
No.
So why the hell you
One
mad
thing
when
you wanna
you
be.
find out he might been there?
I feel like because I feel like whether it's a man or a woman, they have a way of making you feel like you're the only one. So it's like sometimes you would, just because I'm ain't shit to other women doesn't mean he's not gonna be shit.
I could change him.
Did y'all catch the end part? She said, just because a man is not SHI to another woman doesn't mean he's going to do that to you. So in other words, a dude could have a bad reputation of what he did to other women as a scammer. You know of said bad reputation, but you decide I'm different. Anyway, let's move on, man. Let's move on. This is crazy. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 3. I'll pick it up from verse number 1. The community is retarded, man. This is who the youth are learning from and watching. And 2 Timothy 3 verse 1, it says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men, and when it says men, remember we went over this like a month or two ago, even though it uses the word men, it's talking about men and women, right? Okay. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Everybody's selfish in the last days. That's what we're witnessing on social media. Everybody's about themselves. Covetous. In other words, you see certain people that have certain things, certain lifestyles, certain possessions on social media, and you feel like you deserve to have that too. Why? Just cause. Just cause. Boasters. You on social media boasting about everything that you have. Proud. Blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. We know these are the last days, pursuant to verse number 1, because we see this on steroids because of social media. So we know we're in the last days. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. So if you're righteous, you want to get away from people that carry themselves like this. For of this sort, what sort? Verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. Are they which creep into houses? Derek Jackson, Yada Awakens. What's this guy's name? Ace Metaphor. Creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. They know exactly what the women want to hear. Okay, I'm a scammer. I'm going to throw you a couple of dollars here or there, buy you a couple of bags, whatever, and you're going to be hooked in. And I have no good intentions for you. I don't plan on committing to you. You're one of like 10 women I'm dealing with, so forth and so on. But I'm going to deal with you like that for now to get what I want. And when I'm tired of you, I'm going to throw you away. But because social media mainly has conditioned our women to lust and desire after having the Hermes bag, the Chanel bag, and all the most expensive things, to be able to go on expensive vacations to the Maldives and be able to take pictures in expensive restaurants like Papa Do's and all these other things, and Ruth Chris and everything else, because social media has conditioned you that that's normal, which is not normal. And by the way, on a side note, Papa Do's, Ruth Chris, the food is trash. By the way, all you got to do is go to YouTube and watch the food reviews where everybody says the food is mid. But you just want to take a picture and put it on social media to show everybody that that's where you went. So you could be a boaster, like it says in verse number 2. You desire, you lust to be a boast, to boast about it. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the understanding of the truth. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results. You deal with one scammer, he dogs you out. You go to another scammer, he dogs you out. You get with this drug dealer, he dogs you out. And now the lawyers, the doctors, the architects, the software engineers, all men are bad. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
You date 9 to 5 men?
I don't date men who have to clock in and out.
So did y'all catch that? She doesn't date men who have to clock in and out. That's lawyers, doctors. She can't date them. This woman she's too good for them.
You date 9 to 5 men?
Hold on.
I don't
Well, who is
date
you?
men who have to clock in and out. No, I'm in complete support. I have a nephew that's flying here from Amsterdam. He just turned 19 and he's gonna be a 9 to 5 man. I'm fully.
So her own nephew is gonna be a 9 to 5 man, and she looks down on him. She says, he's good for him, but I can't do it. That's her nephew. This is crazy.
But look, when you look and you stack these women up, right? I don't think these doctors and lawyers and engineers will go for these type of women or turning their nose up at them. Like, who is you, sis? For real. Like, let's be realistic. That's why the Most High in his infinite wisdom made women outnumber men. There's so many sisters out there. And you got the nerve to turn your nose up. Hey, man, we in the Black community, we in a bad shape, man. Especially what's going on in the world right now. There's a survey saying that people in the Black community, they couldn't come up with $1,000 if there was an emergency to save their life. Most of the Black community, right? So the lawyers and the doctors and the engineers, they in the top, 10% of the Black community? Yeah. Who are you to turn your nose up at brothers like that? Who are you? You see what I'm saying? And then turn around and talk about there ain't no good men. It's delusional. It's crazy work. Go ahead, priest.
And it's social engineering. It's MK Ultra advanced. It's to destroy the family unit, because even a lawyer or a doctor is not good enough to be a husband anymore. And millions of our women are consuming this content, and they're adopting this mindset because they have the hive mindset. It's destroying us. You sisters that are in the truth, y'all are blessed that y'all are not, victim to this mentality. But when you look around, especially if you have social media, I know you see it. We all see it. It's crazy. And what really bothers me, and I'll play the video now, this is a woman of a certain age. This woman has to be at least 35, at least. Like, I can see if you were 20 saying that, but you older, sis, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You date 9 to 5 men?
I don't date men who have to clock in and out. No, I'm in complete support. I have a nephew that's flying here from Amsterdam. He just turned 19 and he's gonna be a 9 to 5 man. I'm fully supporting him. And if he brings a woman or a girl, then yeah, I'm supporting. I'm doing it.
Why won't you talk to somebody that clocking in?
I got needs.
You clocking it out?
No, I don't, baby. I'm a business.
She doesn't have needs. She has lusts. She has lusts. That's what it is, right? She wants to be able to boast about how much this guy makes, what he's buying, what he's doing, where they're going. You know what I'm saying? They can go someplace on a whim. He don't have to clock in, so he can just wake up and say, you know what, I want to go to the Maldives tomorrow. Then Thursday, I want to go to Hawaii. And Friday, I want to fly to Cannes, France. And then Saturday, I want to go to Saint-Tropez. You get what I'm saying? Crazy.
Owner.
We do know there's 9 to 5 men out here that's making like 150 on average, like entry level.
I like 9 to 5 guys because they cut grass and do shit like that. Not that I don't dislike 9-to-5 men because they're not getting the bag. In terms of me having needs, it's about a time issue. If I'm free and I'm free to make my own schedule, make calls, and I can travel whenever I want. Yeah, meet me there. It's not necessarily
time with your person.
Yeah, it's not. I want to be able to
And
say.
a question that has to be asked, and we're going to move on because I think the point is becoming redundant. What occupations is it that you could just pick up and just go where you want to go on a whim? Somebody tell me what occupation is high paying that on a whim you could just get up and go where you want to go. Name it. It almost doesn't exist under the legal banner. It doesn't exist.
You did.
Okay. That became redundant. So let's get to the next trend. So you guys see the picture here, right? The sister said to the brother, "You are tall, handsome. You provide for me. You protect me. You're gentle. You're considerate. And I don't want to be with you anymore." Did you guys know that it's popular now on social media to leave a good man? That's popular. The man could check every box. The man could be the best man you ever had in your life, and social media said you should still leave him anyway. Do y'all know who the number one consumer of this stuff is? Our people. This is war on our people, and we just don't even know. Somebody saying, "Priest, you exaggerating this. There's no way." Ain't no way, right? Ain't no way. Okay. This is a YouTube created by the name of Christina Mackey. Y'all see her, right? She has about 244,000 followers on Instagram, and she has 5.2 million likes combined between all her videos. Her number one video is right here. This video has 4.5 million views. That means 4.5 million people have consumed this content. That means the algorithm is putting this out there for people to consume. Now, she's a fitness influencer and talks about finances, so forth and so on. But her most popular video, as you guys can see, is this one right here that has 4.5 million views. Go to the next slide. This is the retardation in our community. I want you guys to see that this particular video has 593,000, almost 600,000 likes on TikTok alone. This video is on Facebook. This video is on Instagram. This video is on X, and it's on TikTok. When you combine the numbers between all these different platforms, this video probably has about 10 million views and millions with an S, millions of people that like it, which means they approve of this message. Now, you might ask yourself, what is the message? So the caption says, "I broke up with my boyfriend today." So that's news. She decided she was going to break up with her boyfriend today. And I must go to social media and tell the whole world about it. I'm going to go to Instagram. I'm going to go to TikTok. I'm going to go to X. I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to tell the whole world I broke up with my boyfriend. So somebody's probably thinking, well, if she broke up with him, there has to be something wrong with him. He must have been abusive. And he must have been emotionally unavailable, and he couldn't provide, and he treated her bad. Oh, no. He cheated on her. It has to be something, right? Got to be something, because there's so many people relating to it. Like, this is great. So let's let her tell you why she dumped this dude. Let me show y'all what y'all algorithm is feeding our people. Let's read the Bible first real quick. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's let her talk. And then we're going to read the Bible. Let's let her talk. Listen to this, y'all.
I broke up with my boyfriend today. And not for any crazy reason. No heavy argument, nothing crazy. He's a great person. He's really such a sweet guy. He literally taught me how to love. He's gentle. Whoever gets him is going to be in for such a soft, loving life, right? But I realized I'm a very high output individual, and I have high expectations for my friends, my girlfriends. They'll all tell you, Christina does not want to hear your bullshit. I'm not the friend that you call and vent to unless you want a real solution.
So did y'all catch that? This man he taught her how to love. He was nurturing, gentle, kind, and all that stuff. And she broke up with him because she has high expectations. Wasn't mistreated, wasn't mishandled, wasn't abused, wasn't cheated on, wasn't not provided for. She broke up because she has higher expectations, meaning that she feels like she had a better option than the best man she ever had. Are y'all following along? This is crazy. This is Sirach 42, verse 12. It says, behold, not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. See, people will look at the face. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, whatever. She did this, that, and the third. Sometimes some of the most beautiful women are some of the most evil people on the planet. And this is evil. For you to have to be comfortable to come to social media and tell the world that you left a man that was the best man you ever had, that taught you how to love, because you had high expectation. Meaning that you probably felt as though you could do better than the best man you ever had. And then later on, when you get with Pookie and Tyrone and they do you wrong, then all men are bad. Verse 13, it says, for from garments cometh a moth, and from women wickedness. Better is the churlishness of a man, meaning it's better to be around a rude man, a man that's rude and disrespectful, than a courteous woman. She is framing this in a courteous way. Like, oh my God, the next woman that gets him is going to be so great because he's a great guy. She's saying that. The next woman that gets him she's going to have a great man. So if he's a great man, why are you giving him up? Because remember, guys, if he was a bum, if he wasn't a provider, if he was abusive, she would have told you that. But she's telling you this is a great guy. It's better to be around a man that's rude or churlish that'll tell you the truth than be around somebody that will package this as though this is something good. This is evil. It says, better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, will bring us shame and reproach. It's better to be around a churlish, rude dude than to be around somebody like this. You thinking that you're doing everything you're supposed to. She's telling you you're doing everything you're supposed to, and she still left you anyway.
I broke up with my boyfriend today, and not for any crazy reason. No heavy argument, nothing crazy. He's a great person. He's really such a sweet guy. He literally taught me how to love. He's gentle. Whoever.
I've had enough. I don't like her. You guys can go watch the video if y'all want. It's going viral on TikTok. I don't even want to hear her talk no more. You gonna say something, Zaba?
Yeah, this whole social media thing where you could do better, leave your man. It's turning our women into whores, man. It's bad because it's turning our women are giving up their men, not for the for any legitimate reason, but because on a whim, like you said, by following, being covetous, trying to be like influencers like her. But nobody's talking about the downfall of that. Okay, you give up a man and you go get another man, right? And he doesn't meet your expectations. And then you're trading men like Pokemon cards, right? Then your body count is going up and up and up. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them are they want the impulse, or they want to see what that thing do. They want to see what it's about. So they're not talking to these men just platonically. They sleeping with these brothers, and it's creating a whole generation of, adulterous women. Let me say that. And that's bad, man. This whole social media thing is influencing our young daughter, even our young men too, because it also has to do with them too.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But the thing about it is that some of the men are waking up and they're like, nah, we ain't doing this no more. And it hurts the sisters because they're running around young doing this, and when they get older and they want to settle down, it's like dudes is like, nah, your body count is crazy, spiritually and physically. So why should I settle down with you when I could get a younger sister who has half the body count, or maybe none or less, that has less the problems? So it's like it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle our people are caught up in, man. Go ahead, Priest.
Now, that wasn't a one-off. That wasn't a one-off because that's what's trending on social media. Let's hear it again from somebody else. It's the same thing, same mentality. This is what's trending.
Do either one of y'all, kind of circling back to the topic a little bit, do either one of y'all feel like y'all have ever had to leave a great guy? Like he was actually really a good man, but you just knew he wasn't the man for you?
But this one guy in particular, he just had beautiful energy. And he was so fine, so chocolate, tall, successful, a musician. He was great, but yeah, I just didn't see it. I didn't feel like we had enough banter. I don't know, like that's so important to me.
Did y'all catch that? She left the man because they didn't have enough banter. He checked every box, but they didn't have enough banter.
I want to laugh.
She wants a nigga to make her laugh. So a man could check every box, but because he doesn't make her laugh, she gets rid of him, as though there's any man on the planet Earth that would check every box. That doesn't exist. The next guy that comes along is going to be might make you laugh, but he may not have the banter. He may not be tall. He may not be chocolate. Whatever you want, you're going to be missing something because human beings are imperfect. But social media is engineering it where we're all looking for perfection. And until we find that, like Zahab said, we're trading people like Pokemon cards and the family unit is destroyed. It don't exist. So we're going to stay at the bottom because of that. This goes a lot deeper than just judging these people on their preferences right now. It's a deeper problem in our community because a lot of our community are thinking like this. It's the problem. Guess who we learned this from? Guess who we learned this from? We learned it from Becky, of course. We learned it from the devil. She was one of the first people I saw on Facebook, on TikTok, to post a video like this. A lot of the videos that y'all just saw came after. She was one of the first ones to post a video like this. Esau's having these same problems, y'all. Just know that. Just know that.
So I thought I'd talk for just a minute about this divorce that I'm going through. Because I'm sure, just like I found some relatable advice through here, other people might relate to me. So I was married for 10 years. I got married young. I was 21, barely.
21 is not young. You should get married at 21. If you're going to have sex, you should get married at 21. You should marry before you carry. So guess what? 21 is the perfect age. There's nothing wrong with that.
3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't.
So she felt the marriage was temporary, but she went through with it anyway. She had a baby by this guy. Married him, but while she's getting married to the guy, she said she felt like as though it was temporary. I want y'all to follow along now. This is where our people learn this from.
Gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was cold feet, but it kind of manifested itself for the next 10 years. And here we are 10 years later going through a divorce. So he didn't
listen.
He didn't really start this process. I guess it was more so me because I was always looking for someone else because I didn't know how to be loved or how to accept love from somebody. And so while he was fighting for me, I was pushing him away.
So he was fighting for the marriage and she was pushing him away. Listen, this is a good guy. She's gonna tell you that.
But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband.
She said she left the good guy. Everybody would look at that man and say, that's a father. It's a good father. That's a good husband. And she said, nope, not good enough. And our women are following this bullshit.
Happiness. I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us. I mean, yeah, we have our problems, but
what else? Listen, what else? What else are we supposed to do? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. The man did everything. He was everything that they said that they want, and it still wasn't good enough. And this BS is being perpetuated on social media, and now our women are doing the same thing. Because that's how the feminist movement started. It started with the white women doing stupid stuff like this, and our women follow right along. The village is retarded. Now it's trendy to leave a good man that does everything. Nothing wrong with that either. How do you win? I don't get it. Let's move on. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. It's all well and good to do stuff like that and whatever people say, but I want y'all to understand the real world we live in outside of social media, outside of the social engineering, outside of MK Ultra. Let's take a look at the real world for a second. This is from a website that a lot of people that work in human resources resort to for articles about stuff dealing with human resources and hiring practices, et cetera, et cetera. This is from a website called hrdrive.com, right? Very popular website amongst people that work in human resources. Do you guys see what the title of the article says? It says, women are overrepresented in AI vulnerable job research shows. This was put out 1 month ago. The number one people that are vulnerable to losing your jobs to AI are women. The same women that have a trend that says it's okay to leave a good husband that's providing for you. It's okay to do that and go get a job for yourself if you're a stay-at-home mom and go into a field where you're the most vulnerable to get laid off and you're going to be messed up behind that. But AI is hurting you in that direction because you don't know nothing outside of TikTok. You don't know nothing outside of the mind control. You're not aware of this. You're not aware that while TikTok is steering you in a direction to break your family, AI is going in a direction where you're going to be messed up for leaving that good man in the future. That good man, that man that didn't do nothing to you, took care of you. You're the number one demographic that's in risk of losing your jobs to AI. Let's jump down to, let me put an arrow here because I want to make sure that I bring emphasis to it. I did forget to do that earlier, so we build it while we fly. Wish I'd look at that number right there. It says, same article, women make up 47% of the total workforce. Watch this, but compromise 83% of the people employed in artificial intelligence vulnerable occupations. I just want y'all to breathe that in. The people that are most likely to be replaced by AI within the next 5 to 10 years are women in the real world. But social media is telling you it's okay to throw your good husband in the garbage because you think you could do better. Somebody help me make it make sense. I know our Israelite sisters are not shamed by this, but I want y'all to see why our sisters in the world are. Why I said the community is retarded, it's impeded. Social media impedes our mindset and our thought process because we're conditioned based on our algorithms to think a certain way and make impulsive decisions that are stupid that are going to affect you later. There's more. Here's yet another website called trainingcolaberry.com. This was last year, September 18th of 2025. Now we're getting specific to our people. AI's first wave of job loss hits disproportionately hard in the Black community. You guys see that? While we're being fed by the algorithm, this gender war, right? Everybody wants to be selfish and self-centered, and I don't need this and I don't need that. In the real world, AI is coming. I've showed you videos in the past about the World Economic Forum that said AI is coming for everybody's job. Who will be disproportionately affected by it first? Our community. What did y'all expect? Y'all expected it to be white people? No, it's us. Right? Let's go to this particular portion of the article right here. Black workers in customer service. Disproportionate representation. Let's come right here. What is that highlighted portion right there? It says Black women. In particular, are heavily represented in customer-facing service occupations. Y'all dominate that field. Given that around 2/3 of customer service workers are females. So a lot of our people that are in these customer service jobs, you know what I'm saying, when you're answering phone calls, you're in a call center, you work for AAA, you work for your credit card company, your local cable company, your local cell phone company, whatever you're in, your AI is coming for your jobs. First, they were shipping a lot of those jobs overseas to the Philippines and places like that, but now AI is taking those jobs. And there are no jobs that are being created to replace those jobs. So within the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see a very, very high rate of our women that are going to be almost unemployable in an AI age. They don't have any degrees. They didn't go to school for nothing. And AI is doing a lot of the jobs that they've been normalized to use. And a lot of our systems are going to be messed up. I told y'all today's class is serious. I'm not just going to have a real conversation. And while this is happening, on the flip side, you're being herded in that direction to break your family through social media because it's trendy. I want you guys to take a look at this Excel spreadsheet that I have right here. And I want to examine it just for a second. So you guys see right here at the top, these are the top career paths and degrees that a lot of our women go for in college, right? You guys see that? So what I did was I correlated it to a point where, what are the top degrees? What is the average salary that you could make? And just understand, this is not entry-level salary. This is you working in these fields for years to get to these median salaries. And what is the AI risk, right? Now, I want to take our time and unpack this. I ain't going to rush it. The top degree that a lot of our people go for is business administration. The median salary is about $80,000. That's not entry level. That's for years you work in that field and you get there eventually. There's a medium risk that AI is going to replace you over the next 5 or 10 years, where some of our people that are going for these jobs, it's going to become less and less jobs in that field that our sisters are going for. They're taking out loans for college to go for this field. And many of the jobs, not all, but many of the jobs will be replaced by AI in the next 5 or 10 years. And guess what? That college debt, those loans don't go away. Now, nursing has a low threat of AI taking the job because nursing is hands-on, right? The problem with nursing is that a lot of our sisters aren't going into nursing. They might go for nurses technician, but not nursing itself like an RN, because that takes a lot of years of schooling. And also you have to go for your state board, so forth and so on. There's a lot involved in that.
Shout out to the sisters who are RN.
Yes, so shout out to sisters like Sister Porter, that's RN and stuff. It's a very difficult position to obtain, and it takes a lot of time. A lot of times our sisters want to go for jobs and careers that are easier to obtain. So while RN doesn't necessarily show that it's going to be replaced by AI anytime soon, it's not as many of our sisters going for that as they are that's going for business administration, which AI is going to take your job, right? Criminal justice, that's a big degree amongst our sisters. It has a low AI risk of being replaced, but guess what? It also doesn't pay very well. It only pays $65,000 a year. The cost of living in most cities is more than that. So you're going to be below the poverty level if you're single. Psychology or being a therapist, $63,000 a year. Yeah, it's a low chance AI is going to take it, but it doesn't pay very well. Not in this economy. Education, being a teacher is another degree a lot of our sisters go for. Guess what? Doesn't pay very well. Social workers doesn't pay very well. That's why AI is not taking those jobs. It doesn't pay very well. There's no need to replace you. We're going to work you like a daggone horse, and we're not going to pay you very much. Now I'm talking about healthcare administration. A lot of our sisters go for that. Yeah, AI is going to take those jobs for sure, because that's a lot of paper pushing. It's going to take those jobs. It pays more, so the AI is going to take those jobs. Accounting, communications. Right? You guys get the idea. And I have the sources down there that comes from the Department of Labor Statistics, National Center for Education Statistics, McKinsey Global Institute, et cetera, et cetera. The jobs that are not in threat, these are the top degrees that our sisters go for. The jobs that are not a threat, the majority of them don't pay very well. That's why it's not a threat. They're going to work you like a horse and pay you a little bit. The jobs that pay a little bit more, they're going to get AI to come take your job.
There's also industries that's not there.
Give me 1 second, stop. While you're being herded into being single is better than being with a man because of social media. Go ahead, Zal.
No, I was just gonna say there's also industries that are not on there that sisters do as independent, like real estate. Eventually, you know, AI is gonna get into that, right? There's also sales, right? And remember a couple of slides ago, the sister, she was boasting she's an entrepreneur and this, that, the third. That's good, but a lot of small businesses are hurting right now. So, we all got to level up, but a lot of those businesses are over represented by our sisters. It's a lot of sisters in real estate.
Yep. And it's not enough money to go around. It's not enough money to go around though. And real estate is down. They're not making it's commission based and it's iffy. You know what I'm saying?
Plus with the housing market.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But a lot of our sisters are in that. And like business admin and stuff like that. Like you said, sales is another one. I'm in sales, right? And there are sisters in sales. So that's also up on the chopping block.
Yep.
So we just gotta be we just got to read the tea leaves, so to speak, or read the times, right? See what's coming and see how it applies to you personally. I do want to say, though, there's been a myth. Well, not a myth, but what's the word? Like, it's like when you go, a lot of brothers say this. I don't know how true it is. I see it on some levels, but it must be something. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? A lot of brothers are saying sisters who get into a lot of these corporate jobs, business admins, things like that, they kind of flip and change and they act like they ish don't stink. You ever heard of that, Priest?
Yeah, I've seen like studies and I've seen videos where people interview people on the street and they say they would rather have a male boss than a female boss. I've seen that.
Right. So you got to throw that into the mix also. If AI is gonna take a lot of those jobs, it will behoove the sisters to and I'm not talking about Israelite sisters because we know the family unit is number one with us, right? But for the sisters out there, the only way they're going to survive this, right, is if you come together under a family structure with the man at the head. And, you know what I mean? The sister got to submit. But a lot of our sisters, they're not in that spirit. They're not in that zone. So as a result, if AI takes their job, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? I hate to say this, but it's only so much OnlyFans could work. You know what I'm saying, Priest?
Yeah. And remember the creative OnlyFans was he died a couple of months ago. So
Right.
even that business model right now is in question. He died
Exactly. It's gonna get real ugly out here.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Priest.
So if you're somebody, and I'm not talking about my Israelite sisters, but if you're a woman that wants to just remain by yourself and everything, and you're thinking about going to school, get a degree in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Anything dealing with science, technology, engineering, and math. You guys can see information technology is one of the higher paying jobs on this, and it has a low chance of AI taking your job. If you're gonna go to school for something that AI does not take. So if you have children that maybe are going to be college age over the next couple of years, research what it is that they want to go to school for, what they're going to get their degree in, and make sure it's something that's AI proof to a degree. If you get what I'm saying, that their jobs are safe. There's their career path will have openings, so forth and so on, because AI is coming for as many jobs as it can. I need for y'all to understand that. Let's move on though. There's another graph for us to look at right here. Now, okay, I can't. Apparently, I failed English class. I can't spell.
Hey, Priest, while you're fixing that, I just want to say something. Also, government jobs like post office and things of that nature, they're scaling back on those. You know what I mean? If you're in it, good. All praises, because a lot of them, they do have pensions and whatnot, and good retirement benefits. But that doesn't mean that the government is immune to AI. So don't think that, oh, I got a government job, I work at the post office, I'm set. No. Nothing is set in this society. So just be mindful of that also.
All right. So I created another Excel spreadsheet based on data I was looking into. These are the top 10 cities in America based on the population of so-called Black people in these cities, right? The next thing here has the average cost of living in each city. And then the next thing has the average income of a single in the city. So, for instance, New York, the annual cost of living approximately is about $78,000 a year to live here. And that's really living a little bit below the poverty level. It's not even living middle class. It's like living below the poverty level, right? About $78,000. Yet the average person in New York only makes $52,000. So you're living below, you're poor. You can't make ends meet as an individual. And this is based on the Department of Labor statistics, what people get paid. People in New York make less money than the average cost of living just to be survived. The same is true of Chicago. About $50,000. The average person makes $47,000. They're under the poverty level. Houston, $42,000. Now, these people are $8,000 below the poverty level, but that is only excluding unexpected bills or something happening that we have to pay. You have about, right here, $8,000 more that you make than the actual cost of living, but that doesn't exclude, what if an emergency happens, right? Something goes wrong with your car, you live in a house, something goes wrong with your house, you have to spend thousands of dollars. It doesn't take into account that. So you have very little disposable income. Philadelphia, $46,000. The average person makes $45,000. Georgia, $48,000. The average person makes $54,000. So you have about $6,000 of disposable income outside of your cost of living for the whole year. That's nothing. That's not including when your tires go down. You got to change your muffler in your car. You got to change your brakes. You got to change your rotors. You got to do. It's not considering any of that. Any of that. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy. So our people are being herded into this idea of being single is being empowered. The family unit is not important anymore. And then when you think like that, because you're herded that way through social media, you can't survive. It's crazy. Let's move on. Now we're going for a third hour today. We're going to go for a third hour. Or maybe y'all don't want to go for a third hour. I don't know. Let me go. Tell me in the chat. Y'all want to continue? If y'all want to continue, put one in the chat, man. I don't know. I might be boring y'all. I want to make sure y'all are still with me. So let me come and check the comments. Y'all want me to continue? Y'all put one in the chat because I feel as though Sister Shemaim is on board. So maybe I don't know. I don't know what's happening over here. So let me just see what y'all saw.
It says cost of living is $45,000 in Dallas. Shoot. I don't know, man. Might have to relocate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now you say I want to continue. I just want to make sure. The last thing I want to do is bore y'all with this information. I'm trying to help you. All right, so I think our sisters they got the idea. Please, and you might want to share this with women you know in the world, coworkers, etc. Explain it in your own words. You don't have to share the video if you don't want to. Try to get them out of being in that herd hive mindset of following social media. That's going to be a lot of our sisters' downfall and destruction. All right. Let's continue. We as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we glorify the wrong things. To us, the highest accolades we could get is quote unquote hood fame. If you're famous in the hood, you think that you've made it, right? And it's sad because what a lot of people become famous in the hood for doing is wicked as hell. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that's social engineering too. That's MK Ultra too through social media. You want those great stories to be told about your exploits and who you murdered and who you robbed and what you did. Somebody's off mute on stage on Clubhouse. Yeah. You want stories about you to be told the way they talked about Freeway Rick Ross, right? Or Big Meech. You want your name to be talked about like that. People who were drug dealers and all that have hood fame. They have celebrity status. And these dudes were drug dealers, flooding our community with drugs. And they're famous. We glorify the wrong things, man. Let's watch the video.
Hood fame is that dash between you was born here and you died. You get to like the hood can consume you to a point where and this is a problem. And I'm gonna just throw it in the Black community too, of we glorify the wrong things sometimes. You know what I mean? Like people get out of prison and is on the same level as somebody that graduated from college with an MBA. Yeah. Excuse me, we like murder,
master's degree.
What the fuck? Why are we even talking about this person in the same light?
Social engineering.
What you gotta understand too is like you just said, the hood fame. That's more important than money,
bro. Than life.
Like you
hood fame is that dash between you was born here and you died.
It's sad, but it's true. Many of our people, they live for that. That's their most important accomplishment, to be famous in the hood. Sad. This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. The Black community called villains our heroes. Let's listen to the video.
Let's get straight to it. That well, trash. And I'm not going back and forth with nobody from the Black community who has not grown to see that these folks been talking about the same stuff for the last 10 years. They talk about money, women, drugs, alcohol, designer, and division amongst the Black community. When they talk about the designer that they have on, that they want you to waste your money on, that they give for free, owned by white folks, I never hear them push or promote Black clothing lines. When they talk about the alcohol they drink, the bottles that they pop, it come off as a status thing. So when you go out, they want you to waste your money on these things. And guess what? Also owned by white people. When they're talking about the drugs and the division amongst the Black community, ain't no way you can turn around and fix your mouth and say you want to be treated equally, because we know that the FBI put the drugs in the Black community. We also know that Willie Lynch wrote the letters that he said 200 years later we will continue to be what? Divided. And then when you talk about the woman, we know you're talking about the Black woman. It's always like we can't trust them. We never hear you promote or push marriage, which is connected to generational wealth. Anytime you're talking about women, it's always got to be connected to a lack of self-control and how we don't need them. My guy, you went to Harvard and got a certification in business. My question is, why is it that you still on the mic talking about rats, drugs, money, and women? It's insane to me. And lastly, I got a question for the Black community. Matter of fact, I don't. Because y'all are obsessed with defending villains and calling them heroes.
People like you and me in life, that don't even apply to us. There's a lot of dudes in the streets who feel like when they live in wicked and unrighteous lives, they feel like they can some kind of shield of protection from the Most High. They really don't.
Y'all go check out my series Traps on Tubi. I'm gonna have you.
I have nothing to add to that. That is self-explanatory. All right. Warning, another trigger alert. You know, like I said, we speaking truth today. Speaking truth to power. So somebody might be triggered. You'll be okay. This is Proverbs chapter 7, verses 10 through 13. It says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle mind. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and she lieth in wait at every corner. Here's a woman at Walmart. I don't know what prompted this. I don't know what happened before the video, but it almost doesn't even matter. Why is it that every place, every time is a time to shake your ass? Why? And then when these palm-colored people have stereotypes about our people, we get upset. But then on the flip side, we go to Walmart. Have you guys ever seen a white woman do something? Let's watch the video, man. Like, we do some of the stuff to ourselves. It's self-inflicted. Let's keep it real.
In Walmart.
Why?
No, they don't give it.
Somebody might be like, what's the context? I'm here to tell you, the context doesn't matter. The context doesn't matter. I don't care. There could be no context that tells me why you're twerking in the middle of Walmart. For what? And then we upload stuff like this. Now you're twerking at the gas station, right? You put it online. The white boys get a hold of it, and now you become a whole National Geographic mockery, right? Now they're talking about you the way they talk about the damn lions in the Serengeti on National Geographics. Now they're doing this to us because you thought it was good to put this online. The community's retarded. What village is going to raise our children to be better when this is what we're doing?
Here, in the fluorescent savannah of the roadside gas station, we observe a rare spectacle, the dancing tweaker.
This is mockery.
Drawn by the hum of refrigeration and the promise of snacks, she begins her ritual. Notice the rhythmic twerking, an instinctive display powered by caffeine, chaos, and a bass line only she can hear. Nearby patrons avert their gaze, a classic defense mechanism, yet she persists, fearless.
That's somebody's daughter, man. Goddamn. Somewhere along the line, something went wrong.
And this is the one you mentioned about. I added it because you mentioned it at the beginning of class. This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 26, verse 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straight lead, lest she abuse herself through over liberty. This young lady has a response video to this on TikTok, but I'm going to play the video. Y'all probably all already seen it. This is her graduation. And this is how she chose to celebrate her graduation, similar to the last two videos we saw.
Tavia Campbell, an 18-year-old high school graduate from Chicago, had her diploma withheld during graduation after she started twerking on stage.
So we saw it in Walmart. We saw it at the gas station. We see it on the graduation stage. We just see it everywhere. Why is that? It's because the way that these women are being conditioned through social media and popular entertainment, that's what you're supposed to do to celebrate. The first thing you do is start twerking. That's the problem. This young sister says there are no role models in our generation. This is Job 8 verse 8. It says, inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers. We're supposed to look back in history, learn from history, apply what's good, and get rid of what's bad. Deuteronomy 32 verse 7, it says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations, ask thy fathers, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. Now, this is a young lady, all praise the Most High for her, that has not allowed the programming to infect her mind. So she's talking about how bad it is, right? We know our sisters in the truth. They know that, but she's not necessarily in the truth. but even she could see, yeah, there's something going on here.
Y'all want to know what bothers me? How there are so many women and young women out here who do not know their self-worth or their value. Yet there's nobody teaching these women their value. You have songs to teach women to be whores. You have songs to teach women how to outsmart a whore. Or songs to teach women how to get what you want without actually loving, but using. What they don't teach is that in order to receive love, you have to know how to give love. But nobody's teaching love. In order to receive respect, you have to give respect, but they don't teach respect. I guess that's what I'm here for. But I was just thinking, I was doing my makeup today, and it bothered me because I'm like, there's nobody trying to steer them in the right direction. The same celebrities who are teaching y'all to be whores and teaching y'all to do dirt on these men are women who want to get married themselves, and are women who are miserable, and are women who want to heal, and they probably go to therapy, but they won't tell you that part. That bothers me.
And I agree with her 100%. We can take your issue, maybe sometimes with the lashes and whatever. We don't give it, but you know what? What she's saying is right. I got no judgment because she's a unicorn. Go ahead. What you gonna say, Zahn?
Nah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I guess, you know what I mean, them days of the pro-black and the be natural, them days is over with.
Yeah.
I'm saying if I was me 20, 30 years ago as a young man, I'm like, yo, this is it. Well, all right, but it's just our sisters are beautiful. They don't need all the lashes and all that extra. It's just, that's just me. But then again, it's a new era.
They don't. Man. They feel like they do. You know, some of them
low self-esteem, bro. Because even back when we was coming up, like pro-black was the thing to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sisters was cute, man. They look beautiful. They still do. Don't get it twisted. But they would have the Afro puffs and the, you know what I mean? Even if they did it natural or whatever, and they worked with what they got, you know what I'm saying? The most they had was lip gloss, still popping, natural, beautiful brown skin and all that, you know what I'm saying? Sisters knew how to, but now it's like, yo, the synthetic era is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's lucky. I'm just
ranting. So I've spoke about the teen takeovers. So here we have a video from these teen takeovers that we're seeing, right? So let's check this out real quick. And you guys will notice something, as always, as we've just watched, but check it out.
Last night, the city saw its latest teen takeover, this time in Lakeview.
Yeah, a mob of teens filled the streets, climbing onto cars.
Did y'all see it? Are y'all seeing it? I'm going to go back to the beginning. When we come to the scene, I want you guys to see. So we saw twerking at Walmart. We saw twerking at the gas station. We saw twerking at graduation. And now during the teen takeover, they jumping on people's cars and twerking. This is that hive mentality. Where do you guys think they get it from? They get it from social media. That's what you do when the camera's rolling. You just start twerking. That's it.
Last night, the city saw its latest teen takeover, this time in Lakeview.
Yeah, a mob of teens filled the streets, climbing onto cars, damaging the vehicles and businesses in the neighborhood. WGN's Kelly Davis.
This is what they're doing. They're twerking. Look at that.
People tell me hundreds of teens poured off the L here at the Belmont Red Line stop. They swarmed the streets and caused chaos throughout the neighborhood.
Twerking.
This is the scene
right there. Look at that.
unfolded just after 10 o'clock last night.
Come on.
Hundreds of teens
look at them on the car.
The streets, shutting down Belmont for hours.
There was no celebration yesterday. It was just pure chaos.
This doesn't appear overnight. This doesn't appear in a year or two. This is meticulously crafted social engineering through social media and everything else that's consumed the minds of our people. And that's why it's so proliferated right now. That's why it's so widespread. That's why you see it everywhere. It's infected our mind through social media. That's why. It took them a long time to get here. Started off with MK Ultra in the 50s, but now we're here. Now we're here.
Now, hold on, Priest. Now, what happened? You get a call 2, 3 in the morning saying your son or your daughter was jumping on top of cars and whatnot, and we coming to arrest you. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there has to be some accountability put on the children. If you know, but that's the law in your city, and you go out and do it anyway, then you got your parents arrested. If that's the rules in the city.
But you think they care because they're the ones sneaking out?
Sometimes
you can't tell them nothing. That, you know what? At that time, that's when you got to be like, you know what? You pass 18, 19, You don't want to listen to my rules. You want to go out there, you know what? Then change your address, move out. So if they do try to call me, I'm letting them know, oh, no. You talking Mr. Such and Such. He's not under my authority. No, he's a grown man. She's a grown woman. No, officer. She lives such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? That's not my pay. Come on, I ain't going to jail for these little badasses. Hell no.
Come on. All right, so you guys see the picture now, right? You know, children watch what adults do. As a man, you must understand that whether verbally or it can just be by observation, the younger generation mimic what they see. The reason why a lot of these younger females are the way they are is because they watched older women do it and they're doing the same thing. The reason why the younger men are the way they are, they sit back and they look at the older guy in the mirror and the younger guy's thinking that that's the standard. That's what it means to be a man, right? To be in a gang. That's what it means. So he's going to grow up and aspire to be the same because the community is retarded, right? Via social media and everything else that proliferates all the wrong things in our communities. Can somebody tell me how old this nigga is? Somebody help me out. This is an old ass nigga online with all this tough gangster talk. Got gray hair and everything. We wonder where the young people get it from. They get it from these older niggas. This is ridiculous.
Everybody could come right here. BPS gang. Rest in peace. Big Cash, my homie, and Beatbox. Nigga, I'm living your game, Road Dog, nigga. I'm telling you. Come in if you want to. I'm telling you. I'm taking niggas down. Believe it or not. See,
that's somebody's grandfather.
That's all I want. You come past that line, you're going down. Like he say, YG say chin checker, I'm gonna hit you in the stomach and your chin at the same time. Chin checker, nigga. I'm gonna chin check your bitch.
He said he gonna chin check you. Give me 5 feet.
Look how flexible I am, blood. You think I can't kick, blood? Get up under there.
Why I get up under there?
You talking to yourself? I don't like the kick. I like that, yo, Nick.
Oh, that was slow. That was slow.
That's no regular shit. Look at shoot, you know.
That's the example that they have to look up to. An old gray-headed nigga that's still banging his set. Right? So if you want to know why the community is in the condition it's in, it's because of the older niggas like that. That's why.
Everybody.
And so when you have old niggas like that, you have the younger people like that. Where this particular guy, he went viral for talking about murdering somebody. You know what I'm talking about? This is what's the algorithm. You do realize to go viral, the algorithm must suggest you. It's not these videos are not being suggested to white folks. It's not being suggested to Chinese folks. These videos are being suggested to our children. And so this becomes normal.
Blood went viral. Blood that's about to pull up. Blood went viral on the hood blog. Talking about his murder case on the set.
You went viral for talking about his murder case. Y'all caught that, right?
Viral. Blood that's about to pull up. Blood went viral on the hood blog. Talking about his murder case on the set.
This is what goes viral.
I'm about to do a video promo in a minute, but we just talk about little shit. You feel me?
This is what's being peddled to our community through the algorithm. This is what our youth are consuming. And then we're sitting around dumbfounded, like, why are we in the condition we're in? For a reason, this is manufactured on purpose. You guys get the idea. I don't have to make it redundant. We can move on. All right? Let's read Proverbs 22:15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Children are expected to do folly things, right? Things that are a little crazy, wild, whatever. Children are expected. But why is a man instructing a child to be wicked and do folly? Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive him far from it. Who brings the rod of correction? The man. So when a child does something stupid, you're supposed to correct it. You're not supposed to teach the child to do something stupid. These kids need better role models. I'm telling y'all, a man taught them this. You don't talk like this at this age unless a man taught you that. Rather than correct you, they taught you that this was cool.
What y'all gonna do?
Y'all got lost.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna pray for you. You hear me, my boy?
I mean, anyone can guess probably where they learned this from. Probably a male figure in their life, maybe their father, maybe their brother, cousin. I don't know. Somebody around them is doing this stuff and they are learning from it. And this is so sad to see. I can't even understand what they're saying.
Me either.
They're waving these toys around like they're the real deal. And you can see the path that they're going on. And it's really sad. We need better role models for these kids. These kids need to be taught basic life skills.
You know what's so funny? This is just my mother was really strict on this. And as a child, I was mad about it. But I was never allowed to have toy guns when I was a child. She was very strict on that. And I couldn't understand it back then. I couldn't understand it. My mother was very strict about that. No toy guns at all. Okay. I buy any other toy, yes, but a toy gun, no. She didn't even want that thought to be planted in my mind whatsoever.
My house was opposite. I had so many goddamn guns all around. My father was a cop. And guess who went to jail for guns?
We don't know. We don't know. They don't know. They don't know that side of Zahab, right? There's no Israelite Zahab. They don't know that side. So we leave that for when you want to do a class, man, and you tell your story, bro. We don't leave that.
But that's powerful though. Shout out to your moms because your mom saw the future, man. So yeah. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, she's very strict about that. And as a child, I hated it because I wanted to have toy guns and little dark guns and stuff like everybody else had. And she ran a strict, no toy gun policy at all.
Well, you know what? Them kids could have seen the way they talk from music videos too, man.
It could have. Those are still male figures influencing them over here.
Con.
And then who's the fella? The reason why she said what she said, like, who's filming them? It's a grown-ass man filming them doing this. And he thinks it's cute. He thought it was so cute, he put it online.
That's right, Sister Tahara. No guns.
This is Proverbs 13, verse 24. It says, he that spareth his rod hateth his son. If you don't correct your son, you hate him. But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. So I'll play this video for you. There's a rapper by the name of Pooh Shiesty. Some of y'all younger people know who he is. I'm not a fan of his. I don't really know his music, but in doing research for this class, I came across him. Come to find out, his mother is bragging that she raised her son to be a gangster. And watch this. On his very first stick up or whatever it was, you know who his Cody was? His father. I'm gonna say it again. His mother brags about raising him the way he is. And his father did crimes with him. His father spared the rod and did crimes with him. Listen.
After hearing Pooh Shiesty's mom talk, I think we need to have an honest conversation about dumb niggas in the community, right? Because, his mom is saying she raised King Slime, and the dad went on the hit with him. These niggas are actually rotundo, right? Like, I think we have to accept that some people have just generationally been fucked. Because no wonder Pooh Shiesty acts this way. Because look at his mom. His dad went on the hit with him. And I don't know what this is, but I think we're going to start only seeing shit like this get worse, right? Because it's the blind leading the deaf and the stupid leading them both. And sometimes people say, it takes a village. Well, I think we have to be honest with the fact that a lot of the villages are stupid. Like, what do you mean Pooh Shiesty's mom came on the internet saying she raised King Slime? Meanwhile, he's on probation, just got out of federal prison, put a Drake to a nigga and made him sign him out of a contract like his death row record. Like, he took a vacation from jail and his mom is saying she raised King Slime. I don't think he had a chance to be a functioning member of society, bro.
Oh boy, never had a chance. Not with parents like that. He never had a chance. And a lot of people don't. That's why the community is gone. It can't take a village anymore because the village is stupid, like he said. Sorry to say, but it's true.
Ushai's mother is an example of why some women do not need to have children. Because they really produce kids that become the product of their environment. Because what do you mean your son is the king of slime? So in other words, instead of talking your son off the ledge, you brag about the crimes that he commit. Because in your bird brain mind, you think that your son is the slimiest. And not knowing that he's not guaranteed to make it home every time he get locked up. He's not even guaranteed to make it back to prison by robbing niggas. He got lucky both times. And instead of talking yourself off the ledge, you're bragging about the shit that he's doing. And then his father is participating. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. He never stood a chance. He is literally a product of his environment. Clearly.
And that's the worst. That's when the community needs to help raise the child. That's when really that whole idea of it takes a village comes in. When you're a two-time loser, your mom's ain't SHI and your daddy ain't SHI. Used to be that somebody in the community would take you under their wing and they try to steer you right. But we don't even have that no more. And that's being socialized through all these modern technologies that we have. All right. I know that was a lot. We need solutions. Let's listen to what the brother has to say.
Listen to this. Too many people think they're doing everything alone. And that's a problem. When you realize that all the women, they say that they're good women, and all the men say they're good men, here's the dilemma. We got to learn how to village our communities.
Especially in a case like Pooh Shiesty, we have to learn to village our communities when the mother and father are not good. There needs to be more protections. That's why all this social media stuff exists, because they want to erode our community to the point where there's no protection. If the mother and father are no good, outside the house, there's no protection either. This is what they want. Fill up the jail cells, make money, you know what I'm saying, so forth and so on, you name it. It's money on every end of our dysfunction is money for them.
The problem is we tend to make people believe that they have to do everything alone. See, I'm a father, but I also understand that it takes a village in order to make the village even better. If your village is weak or the heads of your village is weak, what will become of the village? But a lot of times we don't see that we need to nurture each other and help each other up. See, sometimes when you look at the women who are not being good mothers, sometimes we have to be the examples for the children who don't have good mothers, and also for the fathers. So for the fathers that think they're good fathers, they need to realize that it's not about just what you do for your children. It's what you do for your village.
And that's the idea. As a man, we're going to get into that in the next portion, in the next class, not today. As a man, especially if you are a good man, a responsible man, your responsibility is to the village, not just your immediate household. The immediate household is where it starts. But your responsibility is to the village. And I know most times when you go and try to save the village, they're not trying to listen to you. That's what the prophets were. That's what the watchmen were. They were bigger than just their household. They were watching over the village, trying to make the village better. And most times it's going to fall on deaf ears, but you don't give up. You still try. That's the man's burden.
When we look back, we must understand and identify that we have to give the children something positive to look at. You can't tell that young man or that young woman what a man or a woman is if you're not giving a good example of it.
Well, we have a problem there too then, don't we? Don't we have a problem right there? As a man, you have to give children something good to look at. Are we achieving that in the Israelite community right now? No. No, we're not. No, we're not. So the village is stupid. Whether they know the Israelites or not, the village is stupid. Because even we, and I'm including myself in that, even we are not doing that. We're failing at that.
Because at the end of the day, we only mimic and mirror what we see. So understand that you are a product of what you learn, what you see, and what you've gone through. And that's the harsh reality. So again, keep in mind, it takes a village. And if your village is weak, so will the outcome of was produced in the village.
Sadly,
Look what we had.
our village is weak. Our village is weak, and that's why it looks how it looks, whether you call yourself in the truth or out. And that's the sad reality. The sad reality. Let's continue.
Black people in America, number one, need to realize that we have no allies. Number two, we need to.
Now I want to go back. This is a very important video. And I want you guys to harken back, for those of y'all that have been here the whole time, to earlier in the class when we spoke about how the FBI wants to keep us divided. And keeping us divided is the reason behind these statistics that this brother is going to show. Keeping the black man and the black woman apart and separate, feel like we don't need each other, is why these statistics are what they are and what they're going to be if we don't do better. Pay attention.
Black people in America, number one, need to realize that we have no allies. Number two, we need to collectively build our own. Watch this.
In 2053, Black median wealth will be a 0. That's what was published in a study by the Institute for Policy Studies in 2017. 0. Not low, not shrinking, 0. And while our wealth is on a path to 0, white median wealth is projected to climb by 137,000 that same year. And let that sink in. We go to 0 and they go up. That's not by accident. That's a plan. And this administration is doing everything in its power to make sure that happens on schedule. Now let's talk about it, because on January 20th, 2025, the first day back in office, they signed an executive order and wiped out every federal DEI program in existence. They stripped contracts from minority-owned businesses overnight, and corporate America followed right behind them. Amazon, Meta, Ford, Walmart, Google, Salesforce, Target. Over 100 companies rolled back their DEI commitments within months. And then they went after the SBA 8A program, and they suspended over 1,000 active firms in January alone. Now here's the number I need you to sit with, because Black-owned businesses already receive only 1.2% of federal contracts. Meanwhile, white-owned businesses dominate the remaining 98.8% of the contract pipeline. Here's what they keep underestimating. We have $2.1 trillion in spending power, and yet less than 2% of spending goes to Black-owned businesses. But I want you to hear this, because it's not because we don't want to support Black-owned businesses. It's because there are not enough Black businesses to support. Our community is hungry. We're ready to spend with our people. We're ready to invest in our own people. So the answer is not just to buy Black. The answer is to build Black. We need more Black businesses, more Black restaurants, more Black banks, more Black insurance agencies, more Black real estate firms, more Black tech companies.
So let's stop right there. Everybody paying attention to what's been happening over the last week or so. You had the Chinese guy that shot the Black dude that came into the store, and he has incidents of shooting at Black people like 2 times before this. And they're calling for a boycott of Chinese stores. You know, the main people that support these stores is us, right? And the Chinese people are like, we dare you to boycott us. We'll leave the community. Well, that's exactly what we want. Because when we had our own, during the time of Black Wall Street, Seneca Village, so forth and so on, Rosewood, Florida, we were forced to buy from our own. We were forced to open businesses in our own community because these other communities were not there. That's exactly what we want. Don't get it twisted. Listen.
More Black manufacturers. We need to fill the gaps our community is desperately waiting for someone to fill. We've been here before. They told us we couldn't read, so we taught each other in secret. They told us we couldn't own land, so we pulled our resources and bought it anyway. They passed us over for every promotion we earned. They paid us a fraction of what we were worth. They stole our inventions and put white names on them. Lewis Latimer invented the carbon filament that made the light bulb actually work. Edison got credit. Garrett Morgan invented the traffic signal and the gas mask. The city of Cleveland bought his invention and then tried to erase his name from it. We've always been building. We've always been brilliant, and they've always been haters. Every single time we build power, they create policy to dismantle it. But here's what they forgot to account for. They done fucked around and gave us the internet. They gave us AI. Now we have the great equalizer. Knowledge that used to cost thousands of dollars in college tuition is now in the palm of our hands. We're waking up to investing, to ownership. Crime is down in our communities, and consciousness is up. They can see it happening. That's exactly why politics are getting more aggressive. So what else do? We put the power back in our own hands through collective economics. Seek out Black businesses in every category of your life. And when you find them, be loyal. And if they don't meet your standards, give them feedback to help them grow. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs.
Excellent advice. I ain't going to give too much commentary on that. Excellent advice. Let's move on. How many of you guys know what a rent party is? Y'all ever heard of that before? This is before most of us that are listening were alive. They used to have something in the cities all across America, in the Black community. They used to have something called a rent party. Did y'all know that? When Miss Gladys couldn't pay her rent, we would come together in the community and we would throw a party that we would charge for people to come to the party. And the proceeds of the party was used to pay Miss Gladys's rent. Did y'all know that? That's when men and women were together, not on this divided, oh my God, he works a 9 to 5, I can't be with him. Oh, he's a good man, but I want better, I can't be with him. When we were together, this is what we did. So they use our algorithm and our social media and the things that we consume to divide us, to control the way we think. So now we think individualistic and divided and not coming together to make sure Miss Gladys and her children don't get put out on the street. This doesn't exist anymore. People don't even think like this anymore. This is Proverbs 19, verse 17. It says, he that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord. So when you have a rent party to make sure Miss Gladys can pay her rent, guess what? You did that for the Lord. Believe it or not. And that which he hath given, will he pay him again. The Most High will bless you when you do stuff like this. We were way more blessed when we did stuff like this than we are today. Check this out.
Kelly Street was always a family place. For one, we never locked our doors. If you were late or couldn't pay your rent, you got a rent party thrown for you. And people would donate to help you pay your bills.
I go to their house and eat one day, they come to my house and eat another day. We played together up and down the streets every day. Our parents went to work together.
Older people were never isolated and alone. They were always taken care of. If the kids did something on, let's say, Tiffany Street, Miss Jones on Tiffany Street was calling Miss Mabel on Kelly Street, and they would watch your child. It was very common for the other mothers to spank your kids too. You know, they would beat your kid's ass if they saw their kid doing something wrong. And then you would go home and tell, and you would get another one because that's just the way it was. It was a village.
That's when we were a village, but we took care of our own. Now they make it as though taking care of your own is racist and whatever. Every other community takes care of their own. But now that we're looking inward to take care of our own, there's a problem. Nations don't want to see that. They're against that. I'm going to skip this for now. You know, I don't approve of the sister with the daggone septum ring, but she brings out some heavy points in this video. So we're going to ignore the septum ring. We're going to ignore the low-cut shirt because she says something that's very, very important. That's not a knock on our sisters, but I need for y'all to hear this. There's this epidemic where women are calling most of the men today sassy. They're saying men are effeminate, but there's something behind that that's not being considered. Listen.
So what I'm saying is men need better role models. When a young boy is growing up with his mother only, again, just opinion, I'm just a little girl on a show. Mm-hmm. When you're a little boy growing up with your mommy, right? Mm-hmm. You only see mommy, and to you, mommy is your everything. Mommy provides for you, she takes care of you. You're a person. But truthfully, mommy is not a role model for you because she doesn't look like you. Mm-hmm. When you go to school, you have 10 teachers, 9 of them are women.
When you go to school, so your mommy is your role model. You go to school, you got 10 teachers, 9 of them are women. So most of your role models are women, and y'all wondering why the boys are feminine. What do you think? They have no male role models. What do you think?
They look just like your mommy. So it's just like young boys don't have enough role models to look up to and say, oh my goodness, I want these positive traits from Uncle Roshane, from Mr. Campbell, from this person. But young girls have positive role models that they can emulate. Strong women at home, strong women at school, strong women at church.
And again, I don't approve of this right here. This dude looks like he's 2013, Leviticus 2013, about laying with men. That's how he looks. But I can't deny what they're saying. And that's why I have this image here. This is great. And it's not to knock any sister that accomplishes things and stuff like that. But you have to be self-aware enough to understand a boy needs male role models. It's not taken away from what you do, what you contribute, but the Bible created men and women as a balance for a reason. All children, boys and girls, need both. There are studies that show that when both are involved, even if they're not under the same roof, those children perform better. That's just what it is. It's not a knock on you. Sometimes people take it personal. It's not personal. I've told you guys this story before. After my father passed away, I was with my mother, and I used to play sports. And I remember the feeling I felt when I used to go play sports, and everybody else's father was at the game, and my father was not because he passed away. And it wasn't a knock on my mother. It's just how I felt. But I also understood I could never tell her that. She died not knowing that. I could never tell her that because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But it's how I felt. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. It's how I felt.
So,
Sirach 4, verse 10, it says, be as a father unto the fatherless, and instead of a husband unto the mother. You don't have to be a father figure to a child only if you can sleep with the mother. That's wrong. That's wrong. A lot of men have that mentality.
Points I want to make. Sure. All of us are black men in a single mother home. Yes. Even though our biological father may not be there, the men in the community should be filling in. I agree. One of the reasons why black boys do not look to being husbands and fathers in the way that we should is because the black men who were left after my father went to prison didn't step up and help my mother. He didn't have to marry my mother, but he didn't assume the father role.
That's the point. He didn't have to marry the mom. You don't have to sleep with her to understand and see the void that's there and know what's needed for children. If you truly are a man, especially if you're a father, you know what's needed. If you're a leader, you know what's needed. What's understood doesn't need to be said. There's too many men that's only willing to be a father figure, a role model to children if you can sleep with the mother. And if you can't, then to hell with her and her children. That's wrong. Certain things I'm going to skip for right now. I have two important slides I want to place here. I'm going to start skipping stuff for the sake of time. We've almost been going for 3 hours. This is the village doing what mom and dad can't. So I'm gonna set the scene up for y'all. Let's read Sirach 40 verse 30. It says, "Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants." So here you have young men, right? This young man, particularly with the checkerboard notebook. He has a mother, good mother, right? Lovely woman, I'm sure. But as a young man, there's certain things he experiences that he knows he can't talk to his mother about. She would never understand because she's not a man. His father is in his life. But when he tries to go to his father as a man to talk to his father about things he's going through emotionally and spiritually, his father doesn't want to talk about it. And that's probably trauma passed down from the grandfather to the father, which is why the father can't talk about it. So he has now no outlet. Yes, his father is in his life, but in a capacity where he can't, as a man, go to his father for what he needs from his father. He can't do it. And so you have the village now, not the retarded village, the real village, stepping forward, be like, you know what? You can express yourself to me as a man. I don't need to be a father. I don't need to be with your mother. I just, as a man that care about you, you tell me what you're going through. And I want y'all to listen. Y'all don't hear, listen carefully. You guys do not hear teenage boys talking like this. I want y'all to know they feel like this. They could be even under the same roof with you, and you never hear your sons talking like this, but they feel like this. I, at one time, having been a teenager myself, can tell you I felt like this, and I didn't have nobody to talk to about it. This is God's work right here. This is more of this is needed.
Because like I was just getting stuff off my chest. I kept paying for something. You hold a lot in your life? Why? Because I don't feel like I got nobody to talk to. Even dad? I mean, like my mama, but like she just don't understand the stuff. What you do? I go through. Mom don't hear you. Yeah, like she can hear me, but like she just don't. It just don't feel the same. Like she can't relate How you feel? How's it with Dad? Good. It's like I can talk to him, but it's like he just don't feel comfortable. He don't know how to do what you're doing right now. Yeah. He's been through it. So he's been through it too. He don't know how to open up. Yeah. First off, kid, thank you. Let's give him a hand. Would I be wrong to say you there for a lot of people? A lot of people ain't there for you. Huh? Yeah, I'm there for a lot. They're not there for you. Today you get to be, we finna care for you today. And have your back today. See what you got, and you can say as much as you want. The truth is, I miss my granny. The truth is, I'm really going through stuff. The truth is, I miss the old days. Mm-hmm. The truth is, I hold stuff in. Come on, man. Come on. The truth is, I'm hurt. Keep going, man. The truth is, I miss my brother before he changed. Keep going. The truth is, nobody really cared. The truth is, I miss being together with family. The truth is, I'm misunderstood. Give him a hand, man. Show some love. Give him a hand, man. Do better than that. Give him a hand.
And that's the dilemma a lot of young men, and nobody talks about it. Men are just told to toughen up, suck it in, and then when they lash out and do something crazy, we're wondering why, because a lot of boys feel like that, and they have nobody to talk to about it. We don't give them a safe space to talk about it. We just judge them when they act out. And sometimes they really don't, as he said. He has a mother and a father, but he can't talk to them about it. And then on the peripheral, the community is stupid, right? So there's nobody to talk to outside. So these brothers, even though they may not be Israelites, but whatever they have set up here, this system that they have set up talking to the young brothers, this is beautiful. This is the village that we're talking about. Because just having a safe space to express yourself may save this young man from jail or prison or something else. You know what I'm talking about? Let's move on. More village activities. It says, blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. So this is kind of reminiscent to videos that I played in the one about the fathers, right? So here we have the boxing coach, right? So we have a little boy, I think he's about 5 years old, and he's whining and crying, and the boxing coach is giving him some tough love. And then sends him to his father, who gives him some more tough love. So you get tough love from daddy, and then when you go out in the world, you get tough love from coach, right? And learn to regulate your emotions as a man. You can express your emotions, you can express how you feel. What you guys are going to see is the little boy, even at 5 years old, doesn't want to express himself. But they're giving him a safe space, his father especially. Express yourself. Tell me what's wrong with you. Tell me why you're crying. Get it out. Doing that at this age is going to have great effects when he's 15. He's 5 now, give or take. When he's 15, that's going to help him and benefit him in life. Believe it or not. Check it out.
Keep your hands up. Okay? All right? I don't hear nothing. Let your dad fix that. Go over there and see your dad. Let him fix that. Fix it. 1, 2, 3. What you crying for? 1, 2, 3. What are you crying about?
Give him a chance to express himself, and he won't.
1, 2, 3, 2. Hey, 1, 2. Okay. So 1, 2. You say something. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go run together.
So he made him run because he didn't want to say what was on his mind. He just want to cry. Now you're gonna give him another chance.
Why do you do that? You know why you took the eye? Because you didn't have your hands up. You understand? 1, 2, 3. He's trying to teach you why your hands need to be up. So the next time, if he hits you with the phone, you're hit you in the eye because your hand be up. You understand? Good. 1, 2, 3. Put your hands up. I ain't trying to fake it. Put your hand back up. Your hand is there to block that shot. You understand? That's why you got hit in the eye. What you gonna do with his hand? Say something. What you gonna do with his hand? You gonna put
he gonna get hit in the eye. You understand? That's why he got hit in the eye. He wants you to learn to put your hand up so you can protect yourself. You was crying, right? Show me your mad. Here you go. Put your hands up. Hand up. Hand up. Boom. There you go. All right, now I want you to block a shot. I'm gonna try to hit you. Okay, you ready? Boom. All right, now throw a punch. Throw a punch. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. Good job. Hand up. Boom. There you go. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. There you go. Hand up. Boom. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. There you go. Boom. 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 There you go. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. That's why you got hit in the eye. We want you to learn to protect yourself, okay? You all good now? You good? All right. All right. Go back in time.
A young man like that has a chance because he obviously his father is doing a great job, but outside, the village is doing his job as well. He'll have a chance. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but he'll have a chance. And this is where you started. A lot of people wait till they're a lot older than this to try to set these barriers in place right now and teach them these things. That's wrong. I'm going to skip these for now. I'm going to skip these for now. Because I kind of want to bring the class to an end shortly. But this next video is kind of long. And there's a trigger alert in this video again. I want you guys to know that this video is very hard to listen to. But it's right. This is perfectly spoken, and he ate and left no crumbs. He's going to summarize most of what we learned about today in today's class. This is what's wrong with us. This is why the community is retarded. And until we have these conversations about everything that's going on, it won't get better. It won't improve. So we have to have these conversations. So I'm going to let him cook. I probably only interrupted once. It's a long video because I have really no commentary for what he's saying for the most part. I think he said it all. Just listen. And everybody gets it in this video. Everybody's going to get hit with a stray in this video. Everybody.
Welcome to the video. I'm about to say something that most people are scared to say. Because once you say it, you can't unsee it or take it back. But some of the ugliest harm in the Black community doesn't come from the outside. It comes from inside the house. And as kids, we were taught to protect the house and not the kids in it. You see, I didn't always have the language for it, but I saw it early. You know, the weird rules, the silence, the way that certain men could do no wrong, the way certain women are never questioned, and then the way that kids are expected to adapt to grown folks' dysfunction and call it strength. You see, we don't like this conversation simply because it breaks the illusion that all the harm towards us is coming from the outside. Instead, it actually forces us to admit that some of what we call culture is actually covered. Sexual abuse in our community isn't rare, it's just quiet. It happens in families, happens in churches. Hell, it happens anywhere where trust is automatic and asking questions is considered disrespectful. And then the wild part about all of it is that a lot of people knew about it. They just chose not to say anything about it. Then there's mothers who put men over their children. That's not a theory, that's a reality that people like to dance around because it makes us uncomfortable. You see, some women would rather doubt their child than risk losing a man. Then you got some who would rather protect their financial stability, their emotional validation, or appearances instead of just facing the truth. And instead of calling that out, we soften it. We make excuses for it. We pretend like it's a small number. We act like motherhood automatically equals protection, and it doesn't. Protection is a choice, and not everyone chooses. Then there's how the community likes to protect predatory men. Because the only reason Diddy and R. Kelly got away with what they did for as long as they did is because we're protected. And we've all heard the lines. He's a good dude, though. Oh, that'll ruin his life. Oh, she waited too long to say something. Oh, you know how she is. You notice how the conversation always turns into damage control for the abuser, but never damage repair for the victim. We act like consequences are more violent than the abuse itself. And Black girls, yeah, they pay a special price. They're sexualized early, even before they can understand what's happening. Treated like they grown while they're still children.
And that's happening from the men, and it's happening from women too. You sexualize your children. You got your daughter in a daggone crop top and leggings and spandex exposing everything, and she's 8 years old. It happens with the men and the women. Let's be clear.
Blamed for grown men's lack of control. And then later, when the trauma shows up in their choices, the same people who failed to protect them are the first ones to judge. They're being punished for surviving what nobody tried to stop. And then Black boys, they don't get mercy either.
Nope, the boys don't get mercy either, as he's going to explain to you, which is something that's swept under the rug. There's a lot of women that are child molesters too. Women that sleep with underage boys, women that touch little girls and everything. There's a lot of that in the community. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it.
When boys are abused, they're told to toughen up. If the abuser was a woman, especially when it comes to SA, they're told they're lucky. And then if they're abused by a man, they're told to bury it so deep that it poisons everything they touch later. See, we like to tell boys that pain is weakness. Then we got the nerve to act surprised when men grow up numb, hypersexual, angry, or just flat out disconnected. And it didn't come from nowhere. It came from silence. And anytime someone tries to talk about it, here comes the shutdown button. Oh, why are you airing out dirty laundry? Oh, you're helping the enemy. This makes us look bad. As if predators don't already know what they're doing.
And that's what we're seeing in the Israelite community right now. What's coming out right now, but what's taking place behind the scenes with certain people, you have other people that's like, oh, you're making us look bad. No, the person that did these acts is making us look bad. Not the person or the survivor that's telling their story. We've adopted this bullshit from the world into the Israelite community, which is crazy.
As if silence hasn't already helped them more than any outside threat ever could. Truth doesn't help the enemy, your silence does. Hell, we even drag God into it. Oh, just forgive. Pray about it. Don't touch the anointed. Even forgiveness gets weaponized. Spiritual language gets used to protect adults and sacrifice children. And nobody wants to admit that this isn't faith, it's simply fear. Fear of accountability, fear of disruption, fear of losing access to whatever power, comfort, or status you may have. So instead of the stuff being healed, no, abuse gets recycled instead of resolved. People grow up confused about what boundaries are. Even trauma is normalized. Dysfunction doesn't get passed down to any other group like an heirloom like in ours. And then every generation wonders why the same pain keeps showing up with new faces. But here's the part people don't really want to hear. If exposing abuse threatens the community, then the community was already built on rock. Protecting children isn't anti-Black. Holding predators accountable for their behavior is not betraying anybody. Telling the truth isn't hate. But what's hateful is knowing and not doing anything about it. So what's destructive is choosing image over innocence. What's cowardly is you being silent and then calling it unity. And I'm not saying this to tear us down. I'm saying it because I'm tired of pretending healing can happen without us being honest about it. You don't heal what you refuse to call out. You can't protect something if you're being silent about it. And then you don't build strength on top of lies. So if this makes people uncomfortable, good. Discomfort is the price of truth. And we've gone too long letting comfort cost children their safety. And that's the conversation, whether people are ready or not. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.
And I like what he said. He said, discomfort is the price of truth. And that's why I put this class together. I don't care who's uncomfortable about what I show. Where's the lie, though? Where's the lie? That's the question. We're messed up for a reason. We have all of our fingers pointed at the world, but this rot is in this Israelite community too. Right? I've done my part in trying to help a lot of people in this community. And most of the time, when I try to help, it falls upon deaf ears or it's ignored, which is why I'm tired of even trying to help anymore. Because most people in this community, I have to be honest with myself, don't really want help. They're not really sincere about this way of life. They have not really truly repented. They haven't. I wanted to believe that they did, but you get close enough, you observe enough things, you realize, nah, you ain't repent yet, man. You just know you're an Israelite.
True.
But I want to talk about something positive. Shout out to my brother Trap. For those of y'all that don't know, Trap is like the super mega engineer of Israel. I kind of want to show you guys some of his work. He didn't know I was going to do this, but I want to end it right here on a positive note. We never want to leave it on a negative note. So shout out my brother Trap. I'm going to open up a Facebook page real quick. And I want y'all to check out something that he has going on. And if y'all can support him in any way, shape, or form, reach out to him and support him. I'm going to show you his Facebook page and what he has going on. Because we have to be the change we want to see in the community. It sounds cliche, but it's actually not cliche. We have to be the change that we want to see. So this is Antoine Trap. This is his page. Y'all can check him out, Trap Antoine. And I want to kind of show you guys what he has going on here. So this is a video real quick. I'm going to blow it up so you guys can see it. All right. I'll pause it for a second. He has something called Trap for the Summer 2026 application, right? And what he's doing is he's teaching the youth from ages 11 to 19 is a music and life skills program. Students will learn recording. Like, you know, a lot of the young people, when they're young, they want to record. They want to learn how to go to the studio and record and do different things. He's teaching this. If you want to learn how to be a producer, make beats, mixing, DJ skills, podcasting, if you want to be on the music business end, right? The business side, the fundamentals, customer service and other life skills, space is limited. This is from 11 to 19-year-olds. I'm going to play the video, let them talk to y'all about it, and I'm going to show y'all something.
Hey, Priest, I don't hear anything.
This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to be a father to the fatherless. This is what it looks like to be a community. This is what it looks like to be a leader. Now, somebody's asking, well, that sounds great. How much? Hey, y'all. People keep asking how much for my trap for the summer program. It's free. It's free. He's taking time out of his personal schedule to mentor children 11 to 19 years old that have a love for music but have no guidance, whatever like that, to take them under their wing, to teach them the skills that he paid for and labored for free. That's what Israelites that are in the right spirit, that's what they do. That's what you're supposed to do. So shout out to that brother. Y'all put the fire emojis in the chat if y'all could for that brother, man. It's a great job that he's doing. All praise to the Most High for that. We're going to end it with Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. So we're supposed to be coming together because there is destruction decreed against Babylon, man. And we got to come together because we are all we have. And as that brother said earlier in one of the videos, we have no allies. I just need for y'all to know that. With that being said, today's class was very long. I appreciate those of y'all that still are here and didn't get bored with the class. I pray today's class was edifying. If y'all were edified by today's class, put 1 in the chat. Let me know. And again, please, guys, I want to share that one more time. Make sure you guys go and support that brother on his Facebook page, please, right? So this is his Facebook page right here. It's Antoine Trapp. I'm not sure if there's anything that he may need. You know, he's giving away some services to the community for free, but he may need some assistance in one way or another. If you are in a position or you just want to try to help, reach out to the brother, hit his inbox on social media, and let him know that you want to help however you could, if you could. All right. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So that's pretty much it for me. Elazab, do you want to say anything? We're a little bit over, but that's okay. All praise to the Most High for today's class.
Nah, Kun, it was worth it, man. It was worth it. Shout out to the brother Trap. I had no idea he was doing that. He was working on that. So we definitely have to hit that brother up. As well as you brothers and sisters in the chat, you should hit him up also. Priest, we didn't hear the video while you was playing the thing with Trap, but it's cool though. We get the gist of it. And you showed his Facebook page, so that was good.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right, let me put it back up. Somebody's asking me to spell it, so
yeah,
let me put it back up. So I want to make sure it's very important. So this is it right here. You guys see it, TRAPP, and I guess Antoine is his first name, right? Matter of fact, let me stop sharing for 1 second. Let me add another dimension. Give me 1 second. Share again.
Or what you could do also, you can share it too on your social media.
Sharing the audio. So hopefully now that I'm sharing the audio, wait, window. Okay, now. All right. Hopefully you guys should be able to hear it when I play it. Excuse me. Yeah, hopefully you guys should be. I'm gonna play the video again, but this is the brother's page right here, right? Trap Antoine. So you guys can see that he's offering this program for free. I'll play the video again. Hopefully you guys can hear it. If not, my bad, but let's go.
Posted on this story as well, and on my posts, and everywhere that I can think of, you know? Pardon the delay. I know it's the 3rd, but here's the official application for my summer program. I'm going to post it on this story as well, and on my posts, and everywhere that I can think of, you know? But yeah, it's for the kids ages 11 through 19. They're going to be learning beat making, mixing, DJing skills, podcast, music business, fundamentals, customer service, and other life skills. You know what I'm saying? But the space is limited. So if you're serious, if your child is serious, or if your child is struggling in life in general, and they need some guidance, and they need something, and they love music, holla at me. Fill this application out.
So
but yeah, it's for the kids.
Real quick, if y'all do come to his page, you guys come to the comment section. There's a link. That's where the application is. The application is right here in the comments of the video if you come to his page. All right. So you do have Israelites out here that are doing great work and trying to put in. That's his gift the Most High gave him. So he uses it in order to help others. And that's something that we all should do. Whatever gift the Most High gives you, try to use it to help others, to empower others in our community, because it's greatly needed. With that being said, Zahab, I'll give you the last word. I'm going to jump on out. But the last word is yours.
I think I already said it. It was a beautiful class, man. My only wish is that the things that we learned from this class, you know, we should implement it, meaning that for brothers and sisters who know people out there or family members are still in the truth, still living that lifestyle, still running the streets, still trying to, you know what I mean? And I know they're not going to want to hear, but still do your best to try to give them the word of the Most High in Christ. You never know. The word might not fall on deaf ears, you know? So that's it, man. Beautiful class.
All praise to the Most High. Guys, make sure that you reach out to us. Our website is going across at the bottom of the screen. You guys can go to the website and keep up with the latest dates for the holy days. We appreciate everybody that's been donating to us. The different ways to donate are on the website. It's going across the screen. Yeah, and there's other ways to donate as well. Zahab, I uploaded those images that are in the business department Telegram, but I'm not going to go over them now. You and I will talk about it first before I go over them, but they are there. All right. And with that being said, it's your brother Priest Daniel, representing Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV, along with the Elder Zahab. I do appreciate all you brothers and sisters being here and supporting us. Hope the class was edifying, as I said, and maybe there's somebody that you guys know that needs this particular message, lesson, you know, just send it to them. And if it be the Most High's will, I will see you guys again next week, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that, I say shalom.
Spacious air, reflecting the way of life under the Florida sky. Even the lobbies funnel in the great outdoors.
Chosen. I was set apart for the Jews. Chosen. I was set apart for the Jews. Formed in His image. Chosen. They say the chain of Shaitan is not that strong. They say his time is running out, he ain't got that long. They say murder, murder, kill, this is not that song. Said I won't amount to nothing, they got that wrong. Cause I was set apart and I was shown the light. And if I get the kingdom, I'll be clothed in white. 1/3 will be delivered and the rest were blinded. Their fate is set in stone, what you ain't read the fine print? Christ is gonna give a crown to us. In the end we'll have the nations bowing down to us, with their faces to the ground to us. It's the truth, as crazy as it sounds to us. Jacob forever rules, and we're his precious jewels. Showed us love and patience, put us above the nations. And that's the gospel, thank God for choosing me. Bad news for you, it's really good news for me. I was set apart for the Jews. Chosen. I was set apart for the Jews. Formed in His image.
Let me tell you why. We have a different kind of shine, a different kind of mind. The rhythm's not the same, we're on a different type of time. With a different kind of pace, a different kind of race. The season's not the same, we have a different kind of taste. A different kind of salt, we are so not them. Got my sword and my shield, man, I'm so locked in. And when I came to serve Yahweh, I put my whole heart in. So I can't sit calm, I'm no Martin. And that's a reach, y'all, chosen to teach y'all. Every Sabbath you can find us in the streets, y'all. Dear Ya Allah, my nickname is Priest, y'all. In the gym, they say that I'm a beast, y'all. Set apart, the nations all hating me. Set a trap, they lying in wait for me. Chris Paul, they don't wanna play with me. But if you love me, I'm asking that you pray with me. Cause
I was set apart for the Jews.
Chosen.
I was set apart for the Jews. Formed in His image.
Chosen. And thou art apart and holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people, chosen above all people that's on the face of the earth. That's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. That's you, black and Latin man. Chosen. That's you, black and Latin woman. Yeah. But we the chosen. Chosen.